We don't need to do all that. Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a good Thursday, right? I know a lot of people in the industry aren't. I know I'm not. Looking at the state of the industry right now, you know what's crazy, right? Is that this isn't particularly, I feel like ever since I was cognizant, ever since I was aware, I've been knowing about this bullshit that's been going on. Hey, what's up, everybody? I've been knowing about all. Whoa, what the fuck was that? Oh, that was the timer. I forgot to turn it off. Okay, so I've been aware of the bullshit that's been going on in the game industry for a while, right? I was young. I watched all of these gaming news channels. I've been watching guys like the Blackbuster Critics, so I knew what was up. I knew about the state of things, right? I remember Gamergate, the most important event in recent human history. All these other things that you think are important, these fucking wars and these third world shitholes, who gives a fuck about that? COVID? No, nigga. 9/11, bro, it's the most important event of the 21st century so far was Gamergate. And it was ultimately just a consumer revolt. Well, not just a consumer revolt. It was more like a revolt against ethics in games, journalism, about the state of the industry, about the state of the people who talk about the industry, and about how things were just getting worse, right? You got bitches just throwing ass, just glooping and globbing it up for good reviews for shitty video games. You got video games getting shittier. I remember Jim Sterling back before he became a troon and lost his fucking mind. I remember things just getting gradually worse, right? And everybody thought it was already bad back then, back in the early 2010s, and right, everybody thought that was as worse as it got. And then it got worse and worse and worse, until the point where now it's like, well, shit, dude, what else can actually, like, where can we go from here? How much worse can everything get, right? Fuck the DEI. Fuck all this other bullshit. These motherfuckers, they aren't even selling you games anymore. You're exclusively buying licenses, which they could just take away at pretty much any time. Let's be real, right? Xbox has this new shit. We're gonna look at it, right, as we go through it. Xbox has the new shit where, oh no, you can still have your digital media. What it is that after you buy the game digitally, you can put a disc on it, and then you can put the digital media onto the disc. Oh, you mean like burn? You mean like burn the fucking game to a CD? Is that what you mean? Well, no, it's not exactly like that. Oh, well, you know, I can already do that with Steam. I can already do that with GOG. I can do that with a lot of PC games. Pretty much any PC game that doesn't have DRM on it. And really, I don't know, if you know a thing or two, the DRM ain't even that much of a problem if you really know what you're doing. So it's like, what are you really doing for me, really, right? Microsoft, what are you really doing? We made memes about it forever, but we are officially at the you will own nothing. And so you won't even be happy. They told us that we would own nothing and be happy. Where's the happy shit, nigga? Where'd that happen? Where's the happiness supposed to come in? At least tell me that I'm gonna be happy when I'm living in the pod. When I'm living in the pod and eating the bugs, right? At least let me be cheery. I'm gonna be depressed and I'm not gonna own shit. Nigga, I'm getting ripped off. We're all getting ripped off right now. So, well, first thing, hold on. Before we even get into that, before I start on this long series of rants here, let's see. Before I even start here, no, that's not it. Oh, did you guys notice the transition I got there? Hold on, look at this shit. Hey, you saw that? Look at it again. It slides in now. It slides in. I'm starting to learn a thing or two. It took me a while. I'm starting to get the hang of this OBS shit. All this time away from having a YouTube channel and being forced to be a streamer, which I guess I got to stream more often now because I can't make. I mean, I'm still making videos. That video I'm working on, it's going to come out early this month. Not this, you know, because there's shit I got to do this week. But, you know, I'm still working on videos. But I got to stream more often now, but it's fine because you guys are cool. And it's cool to hang out with you guys. Plus, that Britbong stream, well, that Britbong Cog stream, when you really think about it, they're both Britbongs. It went very well because Dominic decided he needs to protect his tweets. Now, why would you need to do that? Why would you need to do that, Britbong? I thought that everybody was lying on you. I thought you were an innocent man. Now all of a sudden you got to protect tweets. You went radio silent, buddy. I don't see anything. You know who hasn't gone radio silent though? Cog. Cog is still talking shit. Cog is still like, I don't know what else I can do. I don't know what else I can do for that motherfucker. We went into detail, chat. We went into detail with all of these receipts, like literally every just caught red-handed receipt on Britbon that I could get through, right? We spent like half an hour, almost an hour on him talking to minors, trying to like just groom some 16, 17-year-old in Discord. And that wasn't enough for Cog. Like, what else do you need me to do, bro? Oh, well. Hey, Plattystein, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess he's a ride or die. He's a ride or die, Cog. Anyway, that is the good news here. What's the other good news? Oh, well, I was just looking at this randomly. Apparently, this is the map of the final communist countries on Earth. There are only 5, right? So you got Cuba, which is poor, right? Which is just terribly, terribly poor and is completely caught in the American sphere of influence. They got no push or pull at all. China can't help them. North Korea can't help them. You got North Korea, also fucking poor. They can't, I don't know why this little part of Japan is highlighted. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, you got, or why this little part of South Korea is highlighted too. Also, North Korea is poor. You got China, which is communist in theory. In theory, it's communist. In reality, it's like a controlled market company. Like Deng Xiaoping, one of the reasons why he's one of the great men of the late 20th century is that he made a lot of reforms that basically revitalized the Chinese economy and set them onto the road that they're currently on. If they had actually stayed a communist country, they'd be poor as fuck, just like Cuba or North Korea or Vietnam, also pretty poor. They have actually been moving more towards capitalism in recent years because they don't want to be poor anymore. Also, even though they're communists, they don't like China at all. So they've been gradually becoming American allies. And then you got Laos, which is just, just poor Southeast Asian country. So, this is the state of communism. Complete capitalist victory, bro. Complete capitalist victory. Cold War, what, dude? Shit, we won the space race. We won the capitalism, communism race. I don't even know what these niggas are even arguing about. I don't even know why tankies exist. You lost, bro. Communism is not it. It has been decided. It has been decided that communism is not the wave. Even the biggest communist country, China, doesn't really fuck with communism anymore. It's more like a optics sort of thing. They can't disavow communism because that's their whole thing. And they don't want to give America the W for saying they got rid of all of the major communist countries in the world. But also, look, bro, they're capitalists as fuck. If you don't think that the Chinese economy isn't capitalist based, or at least like a highly controlled, highly centralized capitalist economy, I don't know what to tell you. And the last of our good news is about RAM. Apparently, a federal lawsuit has been filed in California last week that alleges that 3 of the largest manufacturers of RAM have made the current crisis worse by allegedly fixing memory supply and prices. So that conspiracy theory, Jeremy drinks bull's milk, thank you for the gifted sub. So that conspiracy theory, right, that everybody's been repeating, that, man, these dudes who make all this RAM, these RAM niggas, and also I think it's also the GPU companies to another extent, but especially the RAM companies, they're the reason why everything is so fucking expensive right now, why all this tech shit is so high, why all these data centers cost so much. It's because of the RAM niggas. And it looks like that was pretty much confirmed, That it actually is the Ram guys. They are the reason why we have to pay so much for fucking everything. Jeremy drinks his bull's milk. Thank you for another 3 gifted subs. Thank you, bro. Thank you. So the lawsuit doesn't hold back, with the consumers behind the lawsuit sharing the following statement. The Dram oligopolists have simultaneously cut production, coordinated a pivot to an exit from, and otherwise decreased and locked up conventional dram supply, while prices charged up with mind-blowing scale and rapidity. Prices continue to rise, and still Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron continue to squeeze conventional dram supply simultaneously and publicly directing their resources toward less profitable per die HBM, or in some cases, simply junking conventional dram supply channels altogether. So, federal lawsuit going on in California. California W, I gotta admit, right? You know, we shit on California a lot because, you know, it's run by retarded libs who fuck up the state, right? And also they kind of fuck up the rest of the country because then they're state crossers. They leave California and then they go to the South, or they go to the Midwest, or they go to the East Coast, but then they bring their stupid bullshit along with them, which I don't understand. Personally, I would want to leave behind the shit that I'm abandoning in the state that I'm running from, but who knows, right? But no, this is a California W, right? Putting these RAM companies in their place. Hopefully it works out. And that is the end of the good news. That is the end of the good news. Everything else I'm about to talk about for the rest of this fucking stream is just gonna be terrible. Just gonna be the worst shit you ever heard. So, hold on, let me do something real quick. There we go. Sorry, I just had to hook something up real quick. So, there was once a time when I did a show, right? I did a show. It was a parody of Review Tech USA. I called it Review Mikey USA. And basically what it was based around is that I would do this show called The Weekly Gaming Goss, where I would just for once a week, I make an episode where I would just talk about the hottest gaming goss that was going on, right, in the shit. And I eventually stopped because, one, it was kind of boring because there would be weeks where there wasn't a lot of news to talk about, where shit was just really boring, shit was just really dry. The last week, really the last 2 weeks of gaming news has just been almost apocalyptic. How terrible it's been, right? It's actually crazy how bad every single piece of news that's been coming out of everywhere, out of Sony, out of Microsoft, out of fucking, even Steam, right? Even Steam isn't immune to this shit anymore, right? Shit's just getting crazy. So we're gonna start with the first story, our first terrible, terrible story of the gaming goss. We got a man down at Ubisoft. Ubisoft co-founder Claude Guillemot killed in a plane crash in France. For people who don't know who Claude Guillemot is, he is one of the 5, hold on, let me fix this. He is one of the 5 Guillemot brothers, right? The guys who founded, the 5 French brothers who founded the company Ubisoft, one of the biggest, I think the biggest gaming company in France, one of the biggest in Europe overall, right? And Claude was basically, you had Yves, right? Yves Guillemot, he wasn't the oldest brother, but he was the guy who was in charge. His brother Claude was basically, out of all of the brothers, he was the one who was the most his right-hand man. And yeah, he's dead. He died. How does this even happen? Like, how does this happen so often now? Why do all these rich people flying these private planes, how do they keep getting into accidents? I would assume, right? I would assume that if you're rich, right, you should be able to afford the highest quality planes flown by the highest quality pilots, right? Now, one flight accident is one thing, right? Kobe Bryant and his daughter dying tragically in a, helicopter accident is another thing. But then you got fucking, who's that one guy? Who's that one dude with the long blonde hair and the glasses who made that song that's like, and it goes on and on and on. Who was that guy? He was friends with H3, right? So that guy, he died in a helicopter accident. And now you got one of the top guys, one of the top 5 guys at Ubisoft also dying. Oliver Tree. You got Oliver Tree. You got Claude Gilmo. You got Kobe Bryant. Like, look, bro, if even rich people aren't safe flying private planes and private helicopters, just fly commercial, dude. It's not even worth it. Oh yeah, that one Iranian president, it's not even worth it, bro. I blame RTU for this. Okay, yeah, he's dead. They're just showing us the wreckage. Just showing us the wreckage of the destroyed plane. I thought they would actually talk about something. Whatever. Anyway, we're now going to move on. This is the miscellaneous shit. We'll get into some more specialized shit in a minute. But right now, more bad news, right? So California, they had another W. And that is when the Stop Killing Games initiative kind of failed in the EU, right? It didn't go as far as we thought it would. California picked it up and they were actually going to try and push forward some Stop Killing Game legislation in Cali. And it didn't, it failed too. We were only 3 votes away. Stop Killing Games back California bill to keep online games playable fails to win over Senate committee. We just can't win. Why, bro? Why can the good guys never get a W anymore? A Californian bill aiming to force publishers shutting down servers for online games to provide a version of the game players can keep on playing independently of said servers or issue full refunds has failed to pass a committee vote in the state Senate. That means the bills marched through the legislature, which has been backed by the wider Stop Killing Games campaign, has come to a relative standstill for now. So it's not dead, right? It's not dead, but it is in stasis. It's a standstill. It hasn't progressed, right? That's why this isn't completely, it is bad news, but it's like setback bad news. It's not over. It's like you're in a war, right? And you lost one bad battle. Okay. It's not apocalyptic. It doesn't mean the war is over. The war is lost. But all right, we were expecting to catch that many or lose that many bodies. We still got, it's a possibility. It's a possibility for there to be an avenue that we can go further with this. Following this setback, the Stop Killing Games campaigners have reflected that even getting the bill to this point without hitting a snag like this has been an achievement beyond what they'd anticipated. See, you gotta be optimistic. This was our first attempt in our first year in the United States with a US budget of $0, they wrote. No paid staff in California, no war chests, no in-person lobbying operation. See, that was the problem. They didn't bribe enough people. You need to have lobbyists, dude. You want to get this shit done, you gotta APAC Max, bro. You gotta follow what the Zionists do. That's how shit gets done. If you really want stuff to get pushed for you. Fucking Zionists, they got shit like you can't even boycott Israeli businesses in the United States anymore. You can't even do that in certain states. It's crazy what you can do if you do a little bit of lobbying. The timeline was so compressed that we could not get funding in place fast enough to put people in the building. We ran this on volunteers, emails, phone calls, and the truth. And we still pushed a consumer rights bill through the entire state assembly, 43-16, and into a Senate committee vote. We were only 3 votes away from this becoming law. So, it was really worth it. It was worth it in the end. Yeah, we lost, but in the long run, there's still progress to be made. Stop killing games, Bill, in Israel would never happen. Would never happen. What, fucking Israelis just allowing you to keep your product and shit? That goes completely against their agenda. Okay, so another miscellaneous bad news. Persona is reportedly getting a live action TV series by Netflix. Who the fuck asked for this? Who asked for this? Did any of you niggas in chat, did any of you guys ask for this? Any of you guys say we needed this to happen? Oh shit, bro, you know what I need, nigga? You know what the streets are really hungering for? They're hungering. They're hungering for a live series adaptation of the Persona franchise. Which one, by the way? Which Persona game? Persona 3, 4, 5? Are you gonna do the original 2 games that nobody else talks about? We don't know anything else about this game. We don't know anything else about this series. All we know is that it's getting made, and who's the director? Who's the director? Hold on. It's right here. Oh yeah, it's by the same dude who did Star Trek Picard, right? So hey, if you're a fan of that, if you're a fan of that guy, you can look forward to this. I don't know what the fuck Sega is doing. I don't know what Sega is doing anymore. They're just green lighting anything. Okay, green lighting the Sonic live action movies. That's something that kind of makes sense, right? Sonic interacting with humans has happened before. I can see Sonic, doing well with a children's audience, no matter whether it's, animation, live action, whatever. But this, nigga, nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted this. You're gonna have like teenagers putting guns to their fucking heads and shit? This is crazy. Miscellaneous news number 2. We got 2 articles here, but they're about basically the same thing. So we got this older one, much older, all the way back in May. Destiny 2 is getting its final content update next month as Bungie ends active development. Now, when this news first came out, everybody knew what it basically meant, right? Everybody basically knew that this meant that the writing was probably going to be on the wall for the Destiny 2 team, right? They were trying to redirect resources to other places, right? They were more concerned about what was going on at, say, Marathon, right? They're really gambling it all on Marathon, Bungie, and Sony and whatnot. But what people didn't expect, maybe they didn't expect this to happen so abruptly. Bungie is laying off most of the Destiny 2 development team. This is what people weren't expecting. See, people were expecting, okay, they're going to take some people, they're going to shuffle them around, they're going to put them here or there, maybe put them in Marathon. But no, they were like, no, we're just firing you niggas. You're gone. Bye. Get the fuck up out of here, bro. Thank you for working on Destiny. We appreciate it. You're no longer needed. No, we aren't putting you on another project. Go fill out an application somewhere. I heard, not at Microsoft, right? Not at Xbox. Xbox isn't hiring either. I don't know. Go work at Chipotle or something. Go work at Panda Express. I hear they're hiring. Bungie is laying off most of the Destiny 2 development team. It's been a rough few months to be a Destiny 2 fan, but it's even worse if you're one of the developers who worked on the shooter over the past decade. 5 years ago, Bungie announced that Destiny 2's next update would be its last, bringing the live service game to an end a little less than 9 years after its launch. At the time, it wasn't quite clear what this meant for the studio. Some theorized that Destiny's 2 team would all get to work on Destiny 3. Nope. Destiny 3. Destiny what? You thought you were getting a trilogy? You thought you guys were getting funding for a trilogy? It's like, no, bro, that's not happening. Not around here, not in this timeline. But today confirmed one of the worst outcomes. Bungie has announced significant layoffs, which will include most of the Destiny team. Some Marathon developers too, right? This is what we thought. We thought that they were going to take some of the Destiny team or a lot of the Destiny team, put them on the Marathon team. No, most of the Destiny team is gone. A good chunk of the Marathon team is also getting clipped. and employees at Sony Interactive Entertainment that help support Bungie, according to a statement from Herman Hulst, CEO of Sony Studio Business Group. How are we feeling about Herman Hulst, by the way? Do you guys think he's better or worse than Ryan? You guys think he's better or worse than Ryan, right? We explored multiple alternatives before concluding that a reduction was necessary to align the studio's resources with its current priorities and long-term goals, Hulst writes. As for Bungie's most recent game, Hulst adds, Marathon remains an important part of our portfolio, and we will continue to support the team as they build on the strong foundation established in Season 1 and 2, and as they work in incubation efforts for future projects. While it's too early to discuss, we are encouraged by the creativity and opportunities that lie ahead. In other words, it seems like Marathon is safe for now, but it's hardly a guarantee. The game will stick around as long as Destiny 2 has. Oh, Marathon is not living a decade. Marathon is not going to stay around for a decade. I'll give this to Destiny. At least Destiny has staying power. At least Destiny had legs. That is not going to be the fate of Marathon. I'd be surprised if Marathon makes it out of the 2020s, if I'm being for real. If I'm being honest, nah. Now, the last of our miscellaneous stories. What's the story about gaming news without Tim Sweeney whining and bitching and complaining about Gabe Newell? Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Tim Sweeney has one of the most obsessive, one-sided rivalries with Gabe Newell than I know of any CEO who's ever had a rivalry with another CEO. He thinks about Gabe more than I think that Gabe's children think about Gabe. He thinks about Valve more than I think any Valve employee who actually works at Valve thinks about Valve, right? Like, he can't get Valve and Gabe's name out of his fucking mouth, right? He is obsessed, and all this obsession comes from the fact that Steam is by far the most successful PC gaming platform. And all his platform, all the Epic Game Store is known for, is the launcher that you need to play Fortnite. And that's it, right? Yeah, what Timmy gonna do? He's gonna whine, he's gonna cry about Gabe again. Tim Sweeney comments that Steam is losing opportunities and billions by not having Fortnite, Riot, or Genshin Impact. Oh no, not the gotcha fags. You don't even got gotcha fags on Steam, which isn't true, right? You got all these other gotcha games, right? He's got Blue Archive. You can play that on Steam, which is actually kind of surprising. It's kind of surprising that Steam lets Blue Archive just be on there, but then it'll ban all these other weird Japanese games and whatnot. All of those got to get banned or censored, but Blue Archive gets to stay. It's very strange to me. Steam has a good project on PC, but what percentage of the audience do they reach? They don't reach the Fortnite audience, nor Riot's games, nor Genshin Impact, nor many of the best games in the industry. They are losing many opportunities that, in my opinion, they could take advantage of if they adopted the more open and forward-looking vision that Epic and Microsoft have adopted. Why would Valve copy, like, the strategies of their contemporaries who are less successful than them? That makes no fucking sense. That makes literally no fucking sense, right? Oh, I'm gonna copy people who are doing worse at the same business that I'm doing, which is selling PC games. No, thank you. No, thank you, Tim. I don't think that Valve needs your guidance on how to be successful in this little avenue, in this industry here. Do you know that if Tim Sweeney, right? Tim Sweeney's platform will give away games, right? Which is one of the things, they have to bribe people. Basically, Epic has to bribe people to come to their platform and play games there, because otherwise people will just play the game on Steam. People will literally pay full price for the same game that they could get for cheap or for free on the Epic Game Store. This is the disparity in how much people value Steam over valuing the Epic Game Store. And this is the actual reason why Tim Sweeney is always seething, why he's so obsessed, why he desperately wants Gabe. See, what happened is that he failed in capitalism. He couldn't beat Gabe Newell in capitalism. So now what he's trying to do is he's trying to use the socialist communist strat and trying to get the Steam ecosystem or whatever to open up so that Epic can get a slice of that pie. It's not happening. I'm sorry, bro. Valve is a private company and they're a very successful one too. Stadia released 10 years too early. Yeah, essentially. You know, we can really think about it though. When you actually really think about it, the Google Stadia probably would have been way more successful. It might have actually had a shot had it just waited. Had Google just waited, really, they could try again. They might as fucking well just release another version of the Stadia. Just try and come back into the console market. Fuck it, dude. Digital only games, no physical games. Like that's the thing right now. That's what's hot among these publishers, at least. That's all they want to do. You might as well give it another try. Everybody just shat on the Google Stadia for doing the thing that everybody else is doing right now. And really, they're doing it more egregiously than the Google Stadia is. Hold on, let me... Yeah, maybe the Google Stadia, maybe it should come back, right? There are rumors that Sega wants to come back into the console market. I'm like, fuck, you might as well. You might as well, man. Fuck it. The competition is looking pretty fucking soft. What's crazy is that everybody was shitting on the Steam machine when it came out because it was over $1,000. And then just a couple days later, all these other consoles are like, yeah, we're probably going to have to make our consoles like $1,000. Also, there are no more physical discs. We're going to get to that, but it's like, okay, I guess the Steam machine, its value didn't increase, but everybody else's values decreased so much in the span of just a few days that it doesn't even look like that bad of a deal anymore because all the other deals got worse.
Okay, so you're wondering, what exactly is Stadia? We've got you covered. Stadia is an all-new way to enjoy your favorite hit video games. Only you don't need an expensive console or PC to play. Stadia streams games directly from Google's data centers to your devices. It's kind of like streaming music or TV shows, but with high-quality video games.
See, everybody shit on this idea. Like, okay, so I can only do cloud gaming? Like, literally, exclusively only cloud gaming. There's no disc at all. Well, that's ridiculous. Fast forward to 2026, it's like, oh no, everything's digital. Sorry, we don't even want, there's not even gonna be a disc player. You can't even put a fucking disc in. You can't even put a chip in these bitches anymore. And it's like, well, maybe we were too harsh. We weren't, by the way. We weren't too harsh on the Google Stadia. It's just we didn't think for things to get this bad.
To play on your TV, plug in a Chromecast Ultra and set up your Stadia controller using the Stadia app on your phone. Once you're set up, you buy the game you want, then you play it instantly. You don't have to wait for it to download either. Seconds after you press purchase, you'll be streaming your game directly from the internet to your screen. And since it's powered by Google's data centers, your games can run at premium specs. Up to 4K resolution and 60 frames per second with high dynamic range colors. But it doesn't stop with your TV. You can bring the same incredible gaming experiences to just about all the screens in your life. Your favorite games on your laptop, desktop, and select tablets and smartphones. Is your roommate interrupting your game to watch a show? Switch over to your laptop and pick up right where you left off. On a trip? Stream games on your smartphone. Anywhere you've got Wi-Fi, you're just a click away from buying the latest titles and instantly playing your game.
I mean, I'm be honest, bro. In hindsight, looking at what we got now, this really ain't that bad. This really ain't, it's not ideal. It's not like what I would want. It's not what I would want out of a console. I really don't see what the upgrade from this would be from getting a PC or just a really good laptop or shit. Fuck, phones are powerful enough that they can play a lot of good phones. I say like the average phone, the average iPhone or Android or whatever the fuck, some Chinese smartphone or some cheap shit like that can play most games these days. Like not just games from say the 360 PS3 era, like PS4 games. Your phone, you can literally, well maybe this is actually because you can play Metal Gear Solid 5 on a smartphone and the performance is excellent. But part of that is to do with the fact that the Fox engine is possibly the greatest, one of the greatest game engines ever created. And it was optimized to perfection. The Fox engine was. And it works so well that even on a cheap, shitty smartphone, you could still play Metal Gear Solid 5 damn near flawlessly. That's how good that engine is. So you wouldn't even need all of this. But then you look at the price, right? And this is the most generous thing. This is the thing that actually makes me give the Stadia. Google Stadia launched in November 2019 with a Founders Edition bundle priced at $129, bro. Google was just asking for $130, man. Now you still had to pay, you know, the premium Stadia Pro subscription, but that's fucking $10. Fucking YouTube membership. Fucking playing for, no, what is it called? What does YouTube call it? That thing you have to pay for YouTube. Paying YouTube money so you don't have to watch ads or anything like that. YouTube Premium costs more than this. This is actually a bargain. This is damn near a steal. This is actually amazingly affordable compared to what we have to deal with now. And everybody was like, nah, this is dog shit. How standards have changed, eh? Anyway, we're now done with the miscellaneous news. Now, we can get to the main shit. First thing, we're going to get to Xbox. We're going to get to good old Xbox. Good old Xbox. Xbox consoles are getting another price increase in August. Again, another price increase. Man, Asha, when Asha first came in, everybody was like, oh my gosh, she's the savior. And I was one of them. I really was one of those people who were like, I mean, she still might be. What it is that it turned out to, and this might actually be to Asha's advantage later, is that she's very ruthless. She's like the opposite of Phil Spencer in a way, because Phil Spencer was actually way too generous. Phil Spencer had a very hands-off approach when it came to dealing with studios, right? If he bought a studio and he's like, hey, look, guys, you guys take your time making your games. We're not going to get in your way. We're not going to bother you, right? We're going to let you take your time. And that ended up backfiring, right? Because a lot of these studios, they took a lot of time to make these games. And some of these games that they were supposed to be making didn't even come out. Some of the production had to be restarted and shit. See, that would never happen at, say, Nintendo, because Nintendo would be cracking the fucking whip. It's like, no, you niggas get back into that workshop. You get back into the sweatshop and you make these motherfucking games or you don't get to see your families again. That's what Nintendo would do. But Phil Spencer's Xbox, very developer-friendly environment. Now, Asha is not like Phil Spencer in that way at all. Asha, she has the ruthless Silicon Valley startup mentality, which is that if something is waste, if something is not working out, well, you just throw it away. You don't even think about it, right? You build first, and then if it doesn't work, you throw it away immediately after. You don't give anybody any sort of clemency. So she comes in, right? And she starts looking at the state of Xbox, all these companies that Phil Spencer bought for no fucking reason, that ended up making games that made Xbox little to no money or didn't even make games at all. And Asha's like, what the fuck what are we paying these people for? Why are you guys here? And so she just starts laying off niggas, right? Just lay off this studio, layoffs at that studio. Just this studio completely banished to the shadow realm. Sorry, you're getting shut down. Now, you guys said you're going to take another 3 to 4 years to make a game that was supposed to come out 3 to 4 years ago, and you're still asking for a higher budget. Nah, we're done with you. They had to do them like those fucking Chinese niggas who were funding the dude who used to work for the Yakuza series, and he was making Gang of Dragon. That dude, he made this one trailer for Tokyo Game Show, right? And the game was supposed to come out, right? Turns out the game wasn't even halfway finished yet, or maybe it was only halfway finished. He had spent the money on a bunch of shit in the game that was kind of superfluous, if we're being for real. He hadn't been managing the budget very well. He asked Netsoft for even more money, and Netsoft was like, nigga, you better kick rocks, right? And he told him to get the fuck out of town. So then he made that Tokyo Game Show trailer trying to get some new investors. New investors didn't pull up, so he had to close shop and tell everybody, sorry, go seek employment somewhere else. He hasn't been seen ever since. Nagoshi. Nagoshi. He hasn't been seen ever since. I hope he doesn't commit seppuku, because he is a very good developer and he has a good legacy. That is an L though. But yeah, Asha basically has NetEase's mentality when it comes to this shit. Like, we're not wasting any more money on these studios. Now, it remains to be seen whether or not that's actually going to produce results at Microsoft. Right now, she's just like getting rid of waste, or what she deems as waste. Xbox consoles are getting a third price increase in roughly 13 months, effective August the 1st. The cost of certain Xbox models are getting raised worldwide by no less than $100. An Xbox Wire post states that the 512 gigabyte models of Xbox will increase in price by $100, and the 1 terabyte models by $150 in the US. The 2 terabyte Xbox Series X models is also being discontinued. Now we look at these prices. Let's see. The cheapest, the Xbox Series X 512 gigabyte, that's $500. Currently, it's $400, so that's $100 price hike. Let's see. Xbox Series X 1 terabyte, $600. The Xbox Series X digital 1 terabyte, $750. And now the most expensive Xbox Series X 1 terabyte, $800. So we're coming up on 1,000, just 200 short of 1,000, right? Which, let's be fair, we give it another year. The Xbox Helix is definitely going to be in the 4-digit range. Just like the new PlayStation is also going to be in the 4-digit range. All of these consoles are going to be in the 4-digit range. It's like the problem with the Steam machine is just that it got launched too early. So everybody was like, man, $1,000+, that's fucking unacceptable. What does Gabe think? Gabe doesn't know what this economy looks like. He's been stuck on a boat forever. He doesn't know that niggas are dying out here. It's like, no, bro. That's how everybody's gonna price out their shit. Gabe he's like upfront about it. Like, no, we're not gonna fucking take the loss up front so we can have this install base of Steam machines everywhere. It's going to be $1,000+, just like all the other new consoles are going to be. Hey, Great Red Dragon. What's up, buddy? We are talking about some bullshit. So yeah, there you go. Xbox consoles got another price hike. And here we look at one of the studios that are getting shut down. Microsoft is considering shutting down arcade studios and canceling Marvel's Blade. Blade cannot catch a break, bro. First, DC. No, not DC, Disney. What the fuck? First, Disney fucks up his movie and gets it canceled, which I still don't understand how that happened. I feel like, I really do think that fucking Blade movie would be the easiest movie to make ever. Whether it's PG-13, and especially if it's rated R. It's like, look, it's just a cool ass nigga with a katana killing vampires. That's it. You just get a black dude, you give him a trench coat, you give him sunglasses, and you give him a katana, and you make him kill vampires. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to try and make it PG-13-ish. You can just make it rated R like Deadpool, right? It's a slam dunk. But some reason they weren't able to figure it out. And I guess they weren't able to figure out the Blade video game either. According to the new report by The Verge, Microsoft is considering closing Arcane Studios and canceling its upcoming title, Marvel's Blade. This studio closure will be among the several reportedly planned to take place in the next week as part of the larger Xbox reset, the great reset of Asha Sharma. Man, they should call this bitch Kali. That's what they, who's that? Hold on. Hindu goddess Kali. Kali is the fierce Hindu goddess of time, change, creation, and destruction. Often revered as the ultimate form of divine feminine energy, she symbolizes the death of the ego and liberation from the cycle of rebirth. See, yes, this right here, this is Asha Sharma. Just like Photoshop her head onto this. Damn, this is taking a while to load. How about this? This one is actually better. Yes, this right here, this is biblically accurate or Hindu accurate Asha Sharma. Just put the Xbox symbol. Put the Xbox symbol behind her and Photoshop her head onto this. This is fucking this is Asha. And all these dead niggas around her, these are all of the studios, all of the developers, all of those heads represent a new studio that she just destroyed. She just banished to the Shadow Realm, just chopped them up, threw them into a fucking, to a shredder. There it is. Very elegant. Very bloodthirsty. Asha, she is. Asha the Bloody, that's what she is. I'll tell you what, man. You know what? Honestly, I actually do respect the whole just rip the Band-Aid off bullshit. Just don't even bother. We're not even gonna be nice about it. I'm not even gonna bullshit you. See, Asha could have bullshitted. She could have just kept trying to kick the can down the road and be like, oh, well, you know, we're gonna be later. She's got like, no, a lot of you guys is just gonna have to, you know, get thrown into a ditch. A lot of you guys are just gonna have to get thrown into the Mariana Trench. I'm sorry, a lot of you will not survive the Great Reset. It's very foreboding. It's like the Great Leap Forward. It's supposed to be this great progressive thing, but all it resulted was in mass casualties. That's what the Great Reset is at Microsoft, essentially. Gaming kinda sucks now. I think it's a little bit more than kinda, buddy. Xbox is reportedly testing a feature to digitize physical game collections as PlayStation decides to phase out discs. Now, I talked about this earlier. They say there's no stopping the digitization of games, but this could keep Xbox discs from becoming completely obsolete. This isn't what it sounds like, because some of you guys may be thinking, huh? Isn't that just what a PC gamer can already do, where they just burn the game onto the discs? No, this is not like that. This is more like, I don't know, it's almost like a disc version of a flash drive. You can store the game there, but it's not like, I guess technically you can share it, but it still has like the license attached to it. It's not the same thing as I own the game and I can do whatever the fuck I want with it after I own it, provided there's no DRM getting in the fucking way, or it's not an always online game or any bullshit like that. It's not actually like that. This is a Band-Aid resolution, essentially, to the problem of, yeah, there are no more physical games. Which there aren't. There are no more physical games. And this isn't going to fix it. So Hitman 007 First Light Studio begins layoffs as its fantasy RPG project suffers setback. Now, Xbox has pulled its funding from IO Interactive's fantasy RPG. Now, some of you are like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Why would Microsoft do this? I thought that the new 007 James Bond game did really well. And yeah, it did. But, right? But this game, this RPG has been in the works for years, right? It's been in the works for a while. And actually, they had to put it to the side so they could work on these other games, Hitman and 007. So Asha, she came in, she went like full Kali mode, full goddess of destruction mode. And she's like, sorry, but you guys are not fulfilling. You guys aren't going to be making the game that we want anymore because it's taking too much time. It's taking too much time for you guys to get this game out. Let's be real. At the trajectory you guys are heading, you guys probably won't be able to make the game anyway. And if you do make the game, it's going to come at a cost that's too expensive and all that other shit. And we're not playing that game anymore. We're not playing the Phil Spencer, well, maybe you'll work it out and it won't end like a perfect dark disaster where no game ended up getting made situation. And she's cutting out the middleman, or, cutting off his head and just wearing it as a necklace around her shirt. Hitman 007 First Light developer IO Interactive is the latest in a growing list of studios suffering layoffs. This time, error, spelling error by this journalist at GameSpot in relation to a franchise that hasn't even launched yet. Project Fantasy, IO Interactive's first attempt at crafting a fantasy RPG, is still in development, but the end of the recent external partner relationship has forced the studio to make some cuts to its team. In a statement, IO says that these are short-term consequences, that the proposed layoffs are currently in progress. This means we have to adapt to this new reality and its short-term consequences, including staffing decision, which is what is happening as we write this update. We are fully committed to supporting those affected through this challenging transition, the statement reads. In spite of the setback, IO's statement ends with a promise that Project Fantasy is not dead. Okay, so it's not dead. Maybe I spoke too soon. They aren't giving up just yet. This wonderful universe will see the light of day, the statement concludes. Although the identity of the partner has been speculation through Project Fantasy's development, Xbox confirmed today that it is working with IO Interactive on the IP. In a statement to Bloomberg, Xbox confirmed that it had pulled its funding, saying, "We expected to invest about the same in content as we did last year. What's changing is what we're investing in, the kinds of projects we're backing." IO Interactive's latest game, and its first outside the Hitman franchise, is blah, blah, blah. And yeah, we already know 007 did pretty well. So there you go. Another casualty of the Great Reset. Thank you, Bad Banner, for the 5 gifted subs. Is Star Citizen ready yet? No. And it never will be. Star Citizen will never be. Hold on. There's actually... How much? I remember seeing something. It was like Star Citizen... Let's see. There it is. This is what I was looking for. Right here. Star Citizen has officially crossed the 1 billion funding milestone, becoming one of the most expensive video game projects ever developed. Development started in 2012. 2012, bro. Obama was in office when they started this bullshit, dude. It's been over a decade, man. Like, holy shit. Trump wasn't even in office yet. It's crazy how you can like just use Trump's first term as like a benchmark for time now, because he's been around forever, because he lost the second time, or I don't know, because the election just got stolen from him, depending on how you look at it. The second time, right? He stuck around. We are going to get over a decade of Trump. People are going to call this the Trumpian era, or the era of Trump in history books decades from now, right? So you can just use him as a, measurement for time. Like with 2016, okay, that's when Trump became president. Funding mainly comes from player pledges and ship sales. The game remains in alpha after 14 years. Alpha after 14 years, bro? Like, damn, dude. There are fucking people, like, you could have been your kid, your fucking toddler, your fucking 4-year-old if you had a 4-year-old when this game came, no, hold up. No, it's even worse than that. It's actually even crazier than that. If you had a 4-year-old, then by the time they graduated from high school and got their diploma, this game would still be in alpha. And they're cool with it. See, this is the thing about the reason why Star Citizen can never be called a scam. The reason why Star Citizen can never be called a scam is because the people who give these guys money are completely fine with this arrangement. They are perfectly fine. They are perfectly fine with just giving these guys money forever, right? Eventually, it's going to be finished. And when it's done, it's going to be the greatest game ever made. Now, it's probably not. It's probably going to be mid as fuck, because no game that is that good, there's no game that would ever be that 14 years. Well, hold on. No, not 14 years. No, it has been 14 years. There's no game after 14 years of development. Really, it's going to be 20 years when a game finally leaves alpha. Another 6 years from now. No game that's been in development for that long is ever going to live up to the hype. We've seen this 1,000 times with all sorts of games that have been in development hell for eons, right? Fucking Kingdom Hearts 3, Duke Nukem forever, right? No game that's gonna be in development forever and takes all that money is ever gonna be worth it. It's just impossible. But, you know, sunk cost fallacy. This is sunk cost fallacy, the video game. In the last of Xbox news, I guess this is actually kind of a good story. Or, you know, kind of a, you know, not so bad story at least. Spaceship Gnosis. Yeah, they got the Spaceship Gnosis. The fucking developers of this game. So Hideo Kojima's Xbox horror game, OD, is safe from Microsoft's reset plan, but other games are on the chopping block. Asha is like, all of you niggas gotta go. All of you gotta be beheaded. All of you gotta be thrown in the trenches and the ditches and the holes in the ground. But Kojima can stay. Kojima-san can stay. He can take as long as he wants to make his video games. He's not going anywhere. Hide Goat gets to take as long as he wants to make his video games. She's not gonna do what Konami did. See, now Konami had literally no problem with telling Hideo. Well, no, that's not true. Now that I think about it, Konami actually had the exact same response, in that Kojima would take forever to make these games. He didn't take forever. He actually made his games in a good amount of time, but they took like tons of manpower and tons of funding to make these games. And he really was bleeding Konami dry. Hideo Kojima was, which is actually pretty base. It's actually really base that Kojima just was able to fucking dupe Konami and just like take him for all this money so he can make his dream Metal Gear Solid games before he just left and dipped out to make his own studio. That's one of my favorite developer stories, because a lot of developers, right? A lot of developers who used to be pros in the who used to be decorated veterans of the industry, or are. We just talked about Nagoshi, who used to work at RGG, right? Who used to work on the Yakuza games. He also worked, you know, on a lot of other Sega games like Super Monkey Ball and Crazy Taxi. No, it wasn't Crazy Taxi. I think it was Daytona USA. That was the first game that was ever made by Nagoshi. Anyway, Nagoshi left Sega on not the greatest terms, right? And he was going to go do his own thing, and it failed, right? And this is the case for a lot of pros who leave to do their own thing, whether it's indie or AA or another AAA project like what Nagoshi was trying to do. And Kojima is one of the few examples of a developer, a veteran legend of the industry. Whether you like him or not, whether you like his games or not, he is a legend, he is a veteran, he is very decorated. He left the industry, he left Konami, he went to do his own thing, and he's been extremely successful, right? And I don't even like fuck with Death Stranding like that, but I can't deny the fact that Kojima has managed to figure it out. He figured out how he could make the games he wants to make with no consequence. And he gets to hang out with all these Hollywood execs, and he gets to take photos of all these Hollywood actresses' feet and shit. I don't know how he was able to pull it off, but he's living the dream, right? And he managed to use the Kojima Gnosis on Asha, and she's like, no, Hideo-san, you can take all the time you want. We won't get rid of you. No layoffs at your studio. Now you can take all the time you want making OD. And Kojima, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT for the reason. All right, now that's enough for Xbox news. Now, we move on to, well, this isn't just about PlayStation. It's going to be mostly PlayStation, but it's about a lot of bullshit in general. So, July the 1st, well, I think it was actually yesterday. Well, it was the day before yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was June 30th this got announced. But PlayStation is ending production of physical game discs for all new games starting January 2028. From that date, new games will be available in digital formats only. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at now. No more physical games. Physical media is dead, at least for console, right? If you're still gaming, I don't know, if you still game PC, people will say this, right? Some of the console niggas on Twitter, they've been like, oh, these people, they're saying they're going to leave consoles so they can go PC because digital only. They don't know that PC is always digital only, which isn't true, right? Like there are PC games that still sell their game. They'll make physical versions of the games just for collector's sake. Also, you can back up the game. You can make copies of the game, and you can burn your PC games to discs and make them physical media. You can keep them forever. You can store them wherever. They aren't tied to the console that you bought them on, right? They aren't tied to your PC. You can put them in storage, whatever the fuck. You can put them on the cloud and just send them to somebody, right? So that people you can torrent the shit after you try and put it out there and just make a pirate empire. Everybody gets to sail the 7 seas and partake in your favorite game because you like uploaded it for them to share and whatnot. You can't do that on console. On console, you literally own nothing now, at least in 2028. In 2028, you will officially own nothing if you only game through consoles. You're not going to own anything. And console niggas, they don't understand this. They don't understand that we live in that PC guys, right? And they say it's so obnoxious. The PC master race. And it was, right? The PC master race meme was obnoxious when it first came out. Yahtzee Croshaw, the zero punctuation guy who came up with the PC master race meme, he literally made that as a joke to poke fun at PC gamers because they can be really obnoxious. But what Yahtzee wasn't anticipating, what he probably didn't see into the future, was that meme he made just as like a rib at his fellow PC gamers would become truer with every single console generation that followed, to the point that these console peasants, they really are peasants now. Like these niggas, these console manufacturers, Sony, fucking Xbox, Microsoft, Nintendo, they got these niggas on tracts of lands, on plantations. They got fiefdoms now. These dudes are cattle. That's what they are. I'm going to show you when we get to like the Grand Theft Auto segment of this stream I'm doing. You guys are going to see what level of cattle these normie fags, these console peasants really are. And all of these PC master race memes that have just been going around have gotten realer than they've ever been. Stealthy Geek, I'm glad that you've been subscribed for 3 months. I was given a mint condition Super Nintendo at work last week and bought a F-Pack Pro. No regrets. FX Pack Pro. No regrets. Fuck being a consumer. Return to boomer. Basically, you basically just have to, if you're a retro gamer, then through the power of PC gaming and emulation, you have the entire world at your fucking fingertips, right? Like you have everything you could ever want. If all you do is game through PlayStation or Xbox or even like Nintendo, right? Which I say to a lesser degree. I would say Nintendo is kind of Steam maxing. They're kind of like Gabe Newell maxing in that they're winning by doing nothing. Every fucking day now, every other week, it seems like Microsoft and Sony come out with some new news that just like makes it look like they're taking a shotgun to their own fucking faces and shit. Like they're stabbing themselves in the dick. And meanwhile, Nintendo is just over there. And we were all making fun of them because they're like, what the fuck is this? Nintendo doesn't even sell discs anymore, right? They don't even sell cartridges. They just sell these little cards. It's like I'm putting an SSD card in my Switch now. What is this? That's better. Hey, bro, that at least that's physical media. At least that's better than what the fuck the PlayStation is going to be doing by 2028. See, the strategy now, the new strategy in the console gaming market, it's not to do better than your competitors. It's to just not be the worst. Like the aim isn't to be first place by being the fastest guy. It's just be slightly faster than the slowest guy so you don't end up in last place. That's the new strategy now. In other bad news, next-gen Xbox reportedly ditching physical games. The Xbox Project Helix console may not have a disk drive at all, according to sources familiar with system's ongoing development. While some details about the next-gen Xbox console remain elusive as of this writing, the potential exclusion of the disk drive would be a major blow to physical game enthusiasts worldwide. So again, Xbox is not very far behind PlayStation when it comes to this. We're not doing the physical media thing. And the thing about the physical media thing, right, is that it does make sense somewhat. Well, somewhat. It does definitely make sense purely from a business standpoint because the average person no longer games via physical media, right? It's like, yeah, there's the secondhand market, but these days, most people, they just game online. You know, they buy the games online. They buy the games. Well, they don't even buy the games. They get the games through PlayStation Plus or Game Pass, or they're gaming on cloud, or they're playing something like Fortnite or Genshin Impact where you don't even like own you literally can't even own the game physically. It's an always online game. So it does make sense to a degree why these companies are like, well, we're not even gonna do the physical media shit anymore. But it does mean that we're at a transition period where, I don't know, it's just very anti-consumer. Consumer can't win for shit because there's not going to be any benefit for us from these studios not doing this anymore. That's not going to happen. You would think that, okay, they're going digital only. Surely that means that costs are going to be cheaper. No. The cost ain't going down at all, right? They ain't going to start selling games at fucking $60 again. No, they're not going to do that. The $50, $60 games, we're not going back to that, right? Some of these games, now indie games will sell you a game for $40, $30, even $20, right? The new Mina game by Yacht Club Studios, right? That studio, they sold that game at $20 or $29.99 or whatever the fuck, right? They'll do that. These big AAA studios, right? No, they're still going to be pricing their shit not just at $70. They're going 80. They're going 90. Fucking, if you're Rockstar, and this is what Rockstar is doing. Rockstar has been such a fucking plague on the games industry for the past few years, dude. So much of the worst trends in this industry have been started by them. And because they could get away with it first, and they could be the example, these other companies, which, you know, I'll say this about Rockstar, at least they make good games. These other companies, they don't even make good games. And they're doing the same shit. They're still spending all this money, all this shit on like horse balls shrinking when it gets too cold, on all these textures that drive up the cost of games, on fucking pricing their games at $80, $90, $100 on launch, locking DLC. This is what this shit is. We get to I should save it for the Grand Theft Auto segment. But it's on this DLC, right? Is this shit. This is what we're doing. Bethesda too, you're right. Bethesda, and I said Rockstar because Bethesda doesn't make good games anymore. So Rockstar still makes good games. Well, hold up. No, that's not true. Rockstar doesn't make good games because Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't out yet. And shit, when did actually Red Dead Redemption 2? 2018. Wow, so almost a decade. Hold on, let me look up something real quick. Rockstar Games release timeline. Let me see something. Ooh. Bro. Dude, that is fucked up, dude. Look at this bullshit, man. Look at this. There was a time where a high quality studio, which Rockstar Games is, I won't deny that Rockstar is and has always been a high quality studio, right? So they released 3 games in a span of a year, which, okay, games were much cheaper to make. Dev cycles were much shorter, right? They had an amazing run from pretty much the late 90s, all the way up throughout the early 2000s and shit. Fucking Red Dead Revolver and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas got released within a year of each other, bro. That shit is crazy. And then a few years later, we had The Warriors, another Grand Theft Auto, fucking Midnight Club. We had Bully, another Grand Theft Auto. We had another Manhunter. All of these games, and these are all great games. Well, most of them are great. Some of these games, you know, like Billiards, whatever the fuck. Manhunt actually isn't even that good, if I'm being straight up with you. But then we get here, right? Then Grand Theft Auto 5 release. And what happened? Do you guys know what happened when Grand Theft Auto 5 released? You know what released right after they released Grand Theft Auto 5? Grand Theft Auto Online. And then Rockstar realized something. They realized, wait, why the fuck are we releasing games? These retarded cattle retards will pay us gazillions every single year just for putting like a new car or a new gun or like new outfits in Grand Theft Auto Online so they can RP with each other. We don't even gotta do shit. We don't gotta make a new engine. We don't gotta make a new story. We don't even gotta make new content for real outside of a few customizable things. And we can just make free money infinitely forever. And they did put this money to good use initially with Red Dead Redemption 2. And then another gap. Look at this dude, right? 2025, these niggas really thought this game was gonna get released last year. They really did. It's like, nope. Sorry, buddy. Got delayed again when they made this. So the gap's even crazier. Almost a decade, almost a full decade between the last 2 Rockstar games. And it's really all the normal fags' fault. It's all the normies. It's all the normies' fault that Rockstar became what it is. And while we're here right now, RP weirds me out. Oh, it should. The RPing community in Grand Theft Auto, it can get like pretty weird, right? And it can be very funny. I should really start doing some content on Grand Theft Auto Online RPers. It's gonna go crazy when they release Grand Theft Auto 6 because obviously they're gonna release a new Grand Theft Auto Online, Grand Theft Auto 6 Online. They're gonna release that too because it's just an infinite money glitch. They don't have to do anything else after they do that. Rockstar is gonna make Grand Theft Auto 6 Online, and then they're just never gonna make games again. That's gonna be it. They're gonna be like Riot, right? They're gonna be like Riot, where it's like, okay, we figured out how to make infinite money with this one thing that we can just update once in a while forever, and we'll just spend the money forever. They'll probably start a movie studio. They'll probably start making series, doing all this other shit. They're not going to make games. That's definitely not what Rockstar is going to do after Grand Theft Auto 6 Online releases. They're not making games anymore. That's over with. Now more bad news, more terrible news, more tragic news. We need a new Midnight Club. We do need a new Midnight Club. It's never fucking happening, nigga. It's never happening. We're done with that. No, a new game that's not Grand Theft Auto or fucking Red Dead from Rockstar. That's never happening. Personally, I would like a new Bully. I would like a Bully that takes place in college or maybe another high school setting Bully in another town or some shit, like in current year or something like that. But I know there's never going to be a Bully 2. It's not happening. Xbox is reportedly testing a disc-to-digital feature that would let players with physical games get a digital copy of the same game, according to The Verge. And we already talked about this. It's really disc-to-digital. It's cope. It's basically cope for there no longer being physical media in games. And this is some more PlayStation bad news. PlayStation is deleting over 500 purchased movies from its customers' accounts, including films like Terminator 2, Rambo, Apocalypse Now, Hot Fuzz, and Moonlight. Comes after a licensing deal ended. See, the Moonlight is actually a deep cut, because how you gonna do some shit like that in Pride Month, bro? Like, that shit is crazy. That's almost like a hate crime. Getting rid of Moonlight in Pride Month, or at least announcing you're gonna do so. So it's like further example of how we can't own anything anymore, bro. Nothing you actually buy through these streaming services, through these cloud services, through any of this shit belongs to you. If you don't own it on a disc, or I don't know, you can't like take it and download it and put it in a separate folder on your computer or burn it to a disc that you got, then you don't actually own it. Somebody else is lending it to you. These are all just, I don't know, you're just borrowing shit. You're just renting, basically. You're just renting all of these digital properties that can be taken from you at any time, right? If you fuck around, here's the thing, right? Let's say I fuck around and I end up like fucking, like, not fucking, but like Gabe Newell doesn't like me anymore. I said his yacht is gay, and Gabe got very upset with me and said, okay, you can't use Steam anymore. All of the Steam games that I have downloaded, if I download all of those Steam games before, Gabe says I can no longer use Steam, well, okay, those games still belong to me. I still got them. I can put them wherever the fuck I want. I can't play them on Steam anymore, but I can play them wherever or, through some other way, right? But you can't do that. You can't do that with this shit. You just don't have it. It's not for you. Very dystopian. And also, finally, well, hold on, this isn't finally, but absolutely terrible idea. Nobody likes Sony new PS Plus experiment. So Sony has decided it's not enough to just announce that your console is going to be more expensive. It's not enough to announce that your console is going to no longer have physical discs. No, now you also have to fuck up PS Plus. So PlayStation is currently experimenting with the way it delivers PS Plus Extra and PS Plus Premium titles. Hold on. I don't understand buying digital movies at all. I don't either. But then again, I'm not like, a lot of things you got to understand is that the average person, and maybe this will change. It probably won't change because I saw a lot of the people who were calling people who said having to pay $80 to $100 just to play GTA 6 is bullshit. They were calling everybody who was saying that broke. So, and a lot of these people were Zoomers. So I guess it's not just a generation thing. I think it's just either you're a normie or you're not a normie. But it's like average normie, they don't know anything about this shit at all. They don't know how much shit that you can just get for free or that you can just get at a like better quality without having to go through all this bullshit. So they think that the only way they can get the thing that they want is to just pay $10 to $15 to $20 fucking dollars to a streaming service or something like that. So you can have permission to get access to a limited amount of media that may or may not be taken off of that platform at any time in the near or distant future. They don't understand that shit at all. They have no conception of it. So, and those people are the ones who decide the market trends, right? They don't listen to us, right? There aren't enough of us. And I became very aware of that when I saw the GTA 6 discourse on Twitter, is that we are greatly, greatly, greatly outnumbered by, I keep saying cattle, but shit, bro, it's hard for me not to say it after the shit I've been seeing. These dudes, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it because it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be hilarious when we get to that point. PlayStation is currently experimenting with the way it delivers PS Plus Extra and PS Plus Premium titles in the USA, UK, and Japan, and the method it's adopted isn't going down particularly well with those affected. For years now, the monthly lineup of games has been delivered all at once on the Tuesday following the reveal. Now, in the USA, UK, and Japan territories alone, that big drop of PS5, PS4, and classic games is being stretched out across a few weeks. That is, why would you do that? Like, why the fuck would you do that, right? So here we have Redditors who are upset. You know, when you get the Redditors upset, when the Redditors get mad at you for like doing shit like this, you know you've hit a nerve, right? Because usually they're pretty cattle brain, the Redditors are, but even they're like, spreading the games throughout the month is terrible, and doing it in 3 regions only made me so confused, and I'm mad now because I thought I'm getting the games today. The staggered release dates is the most anti-consumer thing of all time. If your sub is expiring, you are shortchanged. I can also see this having a knock-on effect of titles being pulled back in volume even further. This has shrinkflation written all over it. This is basically, right? This guy actually hits it pretty good on the head there. A lot of this is shrinkflation. A lot of this is just they're stretching this shit out so they can get us for every single dollar we have, every quarter that we have to spare. They want it because they can't afford to get it all the way. Hold up. I just realized I had the volume down this whole time. What the fuck? I'm retarded. I'm sorry, guys. I had no idea I had the volume down that low. Why did I do that? But no, they're trying to fuck us, right? And it's especially true with Grand Theft Auto, which, you know, fuck it, we're going to get to it. Actually, hold on, before we do, let us watch this legendary video featuring the legend of Sony, Shohei Yoshida, who trying to tell us how 13 years ago, explaining to us how you used to be able to share games on PlayStation.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
PlayStation.
Wow. That shit was crazy, dude. That shit is crazy. It was like a whole new world. And you know what's crazy is like back in that time, we thought things were shit. Back in 2013, 2014, 2015, that was when people were really starting to talk about how the games industry is dog shit. And we had no idea that, no, bro, it was gonna get so much worse over the next decade. And it keeps getting worse, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how we just have been disappointed. We got disappointed for damn near 2 decades in a row. I don't think it's going to get better. I don't think the games industry is ever going to, I think it's just going to, we're going to need like an Atari style collapse of the industry. And then we're just going to start from the beginning with, I guess Nintendo is just going to pick it up and just like rebuild from the ashes again, like they did after the original home console crash in North America all those decades ago. I can't see how this is going to go any other way because these companies, there's no reason anymore for them not to just rape us. They don't need our consent. They don't need to seduce us. They don't even need to apply lube. They just say, hey, nigga, bend it over. Bust it open for me. It's mine now. And they're like, well, shit, I guess I don't have a choice because none of this shit belongs to me, right? I don't have a choice. You're going to take it no matter what. No point in even putting up a fight. Yeah, we are dead. Fist of the North Star type shit. We're already dead and we don't even know it. So finally, we get to GTA 6. And give me a minute. There we go. Shoot. Finally, I was able to find it. It was hidden somewhere around my desk, right? I dropped it. And I'm like, where the fuck did it go? It was right here the whole time. I just had to look down. Nintendo is just Remake City now. Well, I mean, that's where all the good games are. Well, you want them to release some new shit that's not going to be as good? You just go back to when there were better developers who were making like 10 out of 10 masterpieces. And, they just do it again. Like, here's the thing. Nintendo said, or at least the dudes who were making the current Zelda series said that they had no intention of not going open world, not going open world with the future Zelda games anymore. And they still ended up remaking Ocarina of Time, or at least they're in the process of doing so. What I really think it is that I don't think that Nintendo thinks that Nintendo is much better at retaining talent in their development pool compared to the other publishers, right? The other companies and whatnot. But even I don't think they have the confidence to believe that their current crop of developers are capable of making a modern Zelda game that's not open world slop anymore. I think that they think they can only make fucking Breath of the Wild likes. That's it. They can't do that. Any other old game, if they do it again, next one is going to be a remake of Twilight Princess. Possibly. Or maybe it's going to be a remake of Wind Waker. Or something like that. That's what it's going to be. So, bad news, GTA 6 will not release with a physical disc. Instead, physical copies will include digital download codes, right? So it's still 2 years away. We're still 2 years away from the Sony no longer supporting physical media at all. But Rockstar is like, fuck it. We're not even going to play games with you guys. We're not even going to pretend no physical games, right? And the reason why Rockstar is being this bold is because they know that they are Rockstar and that they got GTA and that no matter what the fuck they do, no matter how they do this shit, no, it literally just like, it's just a download code. There's no disc at all. People are still going to buy it full price. So now we move on. And what we're going to do here is we're going to examine these two editions. We got two editions here of GTA 6. So we got the Ultimate Edition and we got the Standard Edition. Now, you'll notice here, we examine this. So the Ultimate Edition, you got the Digital Standard Edition, but and you have like these pre-order bonuses since you're pre-ordering it, right? Including free month of GTA Plus. But then you got all this other shit down here. It's like 95 Grotti Cheetah, Hawk and Little Morgan revolvers, personalized weapon variants, Vice City style, safe house vehicles, retro build, mod shop, salon, squallow, a clothing store, a Dominator buggy, a Fang tattoos. You got a mod shop. You got a Good Time gear. You got a compound, and you got a classic car collection. And you get none of that shit in the Standard Edition. And the reason why you get none of that shit in the standard edition is because the standard edition is not the standard edition. The ultimate edition is actually the standard edition. Like, this is the edition of the game that was initially supposed to be released at launch because all of this content already fucking exists, right? We called this out years ago, eons ago, as Day 1 DLC. And Day 1 DLC back in the day was shit on because it was obviously predatory, right? It was super predatorial. It was super scummy. You're literally just, you're gatekeeping content that's already on the disc from the player just so you can get more money out of them, right? It's bullshit. There's no reason why this couldn't be the standard edition, aside from the fact that you really just wanted to sell this game at $100. You didn't want to have to sell it at 80. Fuck selling it at 60 or 70. You didn't want to sell this game at 80. You wanted to sell it at 3 digits from the jump. So what did you do? You made a fake bullshit standard edition, which isn't the standard edition. This is actually the standard edition. You called it the ultimate edition, and then you made a new edition of the game where all this other content is locked, right? And so you could scam people into paying you $20 more. That's all this is. Cattle edition. That's what this basically should be called. Ultimate edition, this is cattle edition. If you buy the cattle edition version of Grand Theft Auto 6, you are officially, you know what it is? It's Goyim edition. This is Goyim edition, Grand Theft Auto 6. That's what the fuck this is. If you guys who are wondering if Grand Theft Auto 6 is, if the dude who runs Rockstar is Jewish, no, he is Christian. Apparently a pretty devout Christian too, which is very surprising considering the fact he allegedly treats his employees like shit and he's doing the most shyster ass shit with his game releases I've ever seen. Russ Cole, what's good, bro? Are you telling that to the Rockstar devs? You telling them to kill themselves? I mean, I guess Grand Theft Auto Ultimate Edition, you could also call it Kill Yourself Edition. So we see here from Valuetainment that the Goyim, right? The Goyim, damn it, almost beat the mod. Oh, you were in a battle with the mod. You were trying to see if the auto mod let you get away with it. Hey, keep trying. You'd be surprised. Sometimes the auto mod on Kick, he's sleepy. He's sleepy. You just gotta catch him lacking. So the Goyim, the fucking cattle, they have decided that yes, actually, I will buy the cattle edition for $100, even though it's obviously a scam. This standard edition, ultimate edition shit, obviously bullshit. See, back in the day, you bought an ultimate edition of a game. You get a figurine. You get a fucking book of illustrations and shit. You get a map. You get some cool collectibles. You get like a photo of the dev team like twerking for you or some shit like that. You would get all these extra for spending $100 on a collector's edition or an ultimate edition. These days, you just get the game. No, you just get the game, 100 edition. 80 edition, actually, $80 used to be what an average ultimate edition or collector's edition used to be back in the day. Now you get the light version of a game. You get the cut content version of a game for $80. That's really inflation. This is a great, you want to track inflation? Just track how Rockstar prices out their games. So rumor, it's not really a rumor, like anybody can tell you that this is true. Grand Theft Auto 6 has reportedly surpassed 39 million pre-order sales and 3 billion in revenue. This was back on June the 25th, so it's probably double this. They're probably in 6 million, maybe 5 to 6 billion. Maybe not exactly doubled this, but this is way higher. They've sold at least 60 million pre-order sales by now. Most of those, from what I've been told or what insiders are telling us, have been the Ultimate Edition. Because of course they are. Because it's the actual edition. Why would I buy an inferior version of the game? I'm already spending $80, right? That's the thing. You're already spending $80 for the game. So you might as well just dish out another $20 so you can get the Ultimate Edition. Like, it doesn't even make sense to not do that. And so here we see Goyam. We see Goyam number 1. We see Cattle number 1. Joshua here. GTA 6 just cost me $158.19 in Canada. Rockstar already completed their first heist. So just admitting to the fact that he's getting schemed on. Yeah, I spent $158 on this fucking Canadian dollars, by the way, on this Rockstar game, this overpriced fucking, they're fucking ribbing me. They're pulling it right over my fucking face. I don't even care, bro. I'm still taking it. I'm still throwing the money away. And okay, here we go. We got Digital Foundry says GTA 6 is not expected to run at 60 FPS on any PS5 console, including the PS5 Pro. So if you have a PlayStation 5, you can't even play this game at the optimal setting. 60 FPS, well, not optimal, but the highest setting. 60 FPS off the table for you, even if you got a Pro. According to the team, the biggest problem is the CPU, not the GPU. The game's large open world, advanced AI, heavy traffic, and high number of NPCs are expected to be too demanding for current PS5 hardware to deliver stable 60 FPS. The PS5 Pro should still offer better image quality and improved graphics, but Digital Foundry doesn't think it will be enough to reach 60 FPS. You are paying $100 for the standard version of the game, because that's what it is, and you don't even get 60 FPS. This is what this is what they want. They're fine with this, right? They're perfectly fine with this shit. This is how fine. So this made me fucking laugh, right? So I'm noticing that all of the people dogging on GTA 6 are the same niggas that replicate this image below. And what he does is he basically he posts this Wojak image, this meme of the most base nigga ever, real gamer, us, the real gamers, right? Insufferable. Yes, we are insufferable, right? Red Dead Redemption 2 is so overrated and trash. True. I wouldn't call it trash. It is very overrated. Has 4,000 hours in a 12-hour story game. Oh my God, I can't believe I love to replay good games. God forbid. Who would want to do that, bro? Who the fuck would want to replay a single player game that's good, man? I just want to play an online only game. I just want to play Fortnite forever. I mean, it gets updates every fucking day. Can't get past Godric without playing straight build. Haha. Oh, that was a meme from these guys. Opinion automatically invalid if you dare enjoy any of these. Call of Duty, true. Battlefield, true. NBA 2K, super true. Rockstar, EA Sports. I don't know why Minecraft is here. I feel like this type of guy, probably be a big Minecraft guy. Also, I'm not shitting on Call of Duty or Battlefield or Rockstar, really any of these things on principle. So some of the games that come out of these assorted malevolent entities here are actually good. So, I'm not hating them on principle. Like Cyberpunk 2077. And over here, he just has a list of really fucking good games. Like, what is this? Oh my God. This guy has good taste. He likes Super Mario 64 and Resident Evil 4. He likes Fallout New Vegas and Metal Gear Solid. He likes Bloodborne and Final Fantasy. Oh my God, I can't believe this nigga. He likes Half-Life? This nigga likes Half-Life? What a faggot, bro. This nigga likes good games. It's crazy. This is what these people are like. They think that they look down on the niggas with good taste who don't just want to get raped by corporations, but want to play good games. That's what they think, right? They hate us real gamers, quote unquote. And so now we get to watch, right? A great example of some normie cattle right here. XQC, low IQ, French Canadian individual who can speak even worse than me, even worse at speaking than me. That's actually insane. MikeynohMore is tripping and slipping over his words every other sentence, but somehow he outdoes me. XQC claps back at people upset over GTA 6's price and physical editions, not including a disc. If the game was $30, people would complain. Let me just play the video.
If the game was $30, people would complain. If the game...
Hold on. Volume is too low. Why is the volume so low? Oh, that's why. There we go. What is this thing doing? Why is it always like this? All right, there you go. That should be good enough.
If the game was $30, people would complain. If the game was sold at a lower price, people would...
Yeah, I know, right? French and Canadian, what a diabolical concoction.
They would actually...
The same build as JF Garpy.
...underhype their own game, and we would say, dude, people would complain. If the game was sold at a lower price, they would actually underhype their own game, and we would say, dude, they're probably selling it way lower on the market price because it's a low quality product, and they would actually kill their own hype if they put it really cheap.
What the fuck? What is he talking about? If the game was cheaper, people wouldn't want to buy it because they would blow up their own hype because they made it cheaper. Is he fucking retarded? What does that mean? How does that even work? Do you know that the new Hollow Knight game was like $20? Of course he doesn't, because he's never played a game like that, because he doesn't play indie games. He probably doesn't even look at Steam, which is crazy. You know, it's crazy to me all these rich streamer niggas aren't like big PC gamers. They can afford the biggest, baddest fucking PC rigs in the world, and they don't know anything about this shit, dude.
You know it for a fact.
Russ Cole, thank you for the pack it up. Isn't it funny how chicks and socialist troons hijacked gaming studios and turned out to be the greediest vulture capitalist ever? Ain't it ever?
You know what? And it's crazy that you'll deny it. If they underpriced their games, they would kill their own hype. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Guys, take a macroeconomics class. You can't just put your shit at some bum price at some indie game. We're making a fucking quadruple A world leading.
Just take some bullshit business degree. Look, bro, there's so many dudes on the internet with business degrees who are retarded when it comes to finances. Like Low Tier God, Darkside Phil, Jeremy Hambly, just to name a few, right? I remember it was something like Elon Musk said that he does not, like Elon Musk doesn't even like hiring people with MBAs because he feels like they think they know more about economics and business and finances and marketing than they actually do. And it's better to just hire somebody who's a successful entrepreneur or who works in marketing already than to try and scoop somebody up who has like a good big degree from an MBA or something like that.
Product. Yo, these guys don't follow
macroeconomics. Eat a dick.
The market. These guys, everybody's running the way that they made it. This is their fucking market. Are you kidding me? Video games. These guys are video games. He wanted a disc. Guys, I bought a Steam machine. You know what, chat? I'm mad about the Steam machine. You wanna know why? Because there's no HDD. Guys, oh no. I'm so mad. Where's my HDD? I want my spinning disc. Where is it? Where's my disc? Like, Jesus Christ. Move on.
I don't know, dude. Like, I don't understand how a lot of streamers get popular, especially somebody like XQC. I really never have understood it because he's retarded. He's not really charismatic. He can barely talk. He talks worse than me, and I suck. I suck at fucking talking off of the spur of the moment, just like right off the dome. I'm shit at this dude. I'm still not good at streaming, and I've been doing it for like at least a good minute now, right? He doesn't have good takes. He doesn't really know anything A lot of his content is just reacting quietly. He reacted to the fucking content nuke that H3 did, and he was less transformative with his shit than any of the people who Ethan Klein sued, which is how I knew that when he started suing people, it was after a vendetta, and it wasn't because he actually thought these people were infringing on his copyrighted content or any shit like that. Because obviously you would sue XQC, because XQC, he was way less transformative with his shit than Denims was. But no, he sued Denims and Frogan and Caseytron because he fucking hated them, and he hated Hassan. He wanted to like ruin their lives. Which I guess he was, I don't know, he was successful 2 out of 3 times. Unfortunately for him, one of them wasn't completely retarded. Denims was. And Denims like, wait, this lawsuit is completely frivolous. If I can just take this shit to court, I can probably win. And she was right. She was right. Turns out Frogan and fucking Caseytron, they just were like less dumb. And they decided to actually fight it in court. They probably also could have beaten him. But oh well. He's probably going to lose in his lawsuit, by the way, H3. He's probably going to lose in the lawsuit against Noah Samson, too. Because Noah Samson's lawsuit, that shit is even more frivolous than the shit he did against those 3 bitches, right? Because it's like an opinion, right? Like, he's basically suing Noah Samson for an opinion. Noah Samson, here's basically what it is. He's suing Noah Samson for defamation because he says that H3 is supporting, or he's like pro a genocide happening in Gaza, and H3 is like, that's defamation of character. And it's like, well, you are pro Israel and you are pro IDF because your wife was part of the IDF, and you have admitted, because like this is said, the UN has said that what happened in Gaza was a genocide, and even you said what was happening in Gaza was genocidal. So really, you agree with Noah Samson that you were supporting the side who was committing a genocide, even if you didn't like the genocide that was happening, right? And I'm just using H3's logic here. Is that's what H3 actually thinks, right? He was basically saying that, no, I'm not pro. Yes, I am pro Israel existing, and I am still pro the IDF overall, but I don't approve of their of what they're doing in Gaza because I think it's genocidal. Well, okay, you're still pro the side that's doing the genocide, though, according to your own words. So how can you then sue Noah Samson? Like, he's absolutely going to lose. He's absolutely going to lose in court because it's frivolous. You're just like suing him for an opinion. You're suing him for an opinion that you technically agree with. Like, it's retarded. Anyway, getting back to this. Also, wait, Noah Samson, he recently did a video about Asmongold, and he said Asmongold was also like pro-Israel genocide or whatever the fuck, which just, I don't know, bro. It's just retarded. You shouldn't be doing shit like that at this moment. Like, I don't know, if I was him, if I was Noah Samson, I would be trying to like get as many big streamers to either like be partial towards me or be neutral on the situation and not try to make big enemies out of them. I'll probably try and do that myself. Russ Cole, thank you for the rage quit. Do you think H3's kinfolk really have horns? I don't know about that. Fuck Noah. No, I don't like Noah Samson, but I do recognize that the lawsuit against him is completely frivolous bullshit. Yeah, he's it's actually different. Okay, this one is louder. We can turn this one down a little bit. So now we're about to watch a similar reaction from I'm Dante. So I'm Dante also has something to say about all these people complaining about GTA 6.
I'm sure the game is gonna be great. But the game is $100 with locked content that was free in previous titles. They also laid off a bunch of their employees.
Bro, then don't buy the game.
They deserve to be scrutinized.
Then don't buy the game. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. I'm playing the game when it comes out. When it drops, I'm playing it. I don't give a fuck. Bitch, I'm buying the highest price I could buy.
I'm not accusing you of being a bad person.
My
I'm
bad.
just saying Rockstar deserves criticism and people shouldn't be cried into oblivion.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. This is the thing, though. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't know how many ways I have to say this. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And you're LARPing like you give a fuck, bro.
Wait, what do you mean LARPing, nigga? I actually don't like these niggas. I actually don't like Rockstar. It's not a LARP. Fuck Rockstar. Rockstar has done like so much damage to the games industry, not even intentionally, right? Here's the thing, right? I don't think that Rockstar intended to ruin the games industry in a way that they have, because they probably weren't trying to set examples. They just understood their value and knew what they could get away with. And unfortunately, all these lesser companies that make less popular, less successful games decide to do all of the shyster shit that Rockstar have been doing and getting away with, and following their bad habits and modeling their bad behavior. And they're doing the things too. Because at least, I said it before, at least with Rockstar, you get good games. These other companies, they do what Rockstar do, and then they don't give you the good games. It's just bullshit.
If this is how you truly feel, when the game drops, do not watch anybody playing the game. Do not watch any reviews on YouTube. Do not watch any clips of anything about this game. Don't support it in any way or shape or form. You niggas be fake advocates acting like you give a fuck about these niggas. Put money in it.
How did Rockstar ruin the industry? The dev cycles, the treating the... Well, actually, I really don't have that much of a problem with them like treating their employees like shit. Because here's the thing, it depends, right? It depends on what you're abusing their employees actually means, right? Because on one hand, you got some cases where employees are actually getting jacked, right? They're actually getting fucked up by their by these studio heads and these executives, right? Who are just raking them over the coals, making them work overtime without paying them for it or paying them properly, not giving them proper benefits, laying them off even after they like make a successful game, and doing shit like that. And sometimes you hear from these employees and they're like, we're getting treated like slaves. They're just doing all these things to us. And like, they're getting worked mildly hard. And it's like, okay, nigga, you're just being a crybaby. So it really depends. But no, it's like Rockstar has done a lot of things in terms of like DLC, how they ship out their content, GTA Online. Like I said, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional, the things they did. It's like, it's really not Rockstar's fault that they figured out all these infinite money glitches over the years, right? It's not really their fault. This new shit though, with Grand Theft Auto 6, this is probably, in recent memory, the most, to use a very gay term, problematic. This is the most problematic behavior I've seen from Rockstar in a while.
Fucking bank accounts then. Put money in they fucking GoFundMe's, bro.
For the longest.
You just typing shit.
Want to hear you MFS complain.
Y'all niggas go around saying the same shit in chats, but don't come about your...
The GTA 5 source code leak showed how they canceled single player DLC and made it into online. Well,
yo purse with money to support niggas that you swear you give a fuck about. Put money on they shit then. Niggas, I'm just spreading awareness. Fuck that bullshit, nigga. That's the same way when...
Yeah, it's true though, Glockta. They are problematic. They are toxic. They are maladaptive.
Niggas lose their houses, I'ma pray for you.
All of those gay terms that they like to use that we've heard over the years and shit from SJWs and woke niggas, that actually does apply to Rockstar.
Fucking help him out. Fake ass nigga. I kill, but like coming here trying to get me to sway, get me to sway my opinion and shit like that for not being excited about the game. Like, I don't give a fuck. And you trying to double down on it makes me not give a fuck more. Cause bitch, I'm the pettiest person to do this to. I will dead ass tell you to your face, I don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna play the game and you're not gonna talk about it again because my nigga, you're gonna be playing the game too in secrecy, bro. Fuck out of here. Fuck you. And I guarantee when they was doing
I can wait.
Boycotts, like we not shopping here. I
don't understand, bro. How is there people who like can't wait? who just can't wait to like play a new game.
I shop in there. We not drinking this.
Like, it's a single player game. It's not an online game or anything, right?
You the same nigga a week later went and did the same thing because you forgot about the fuck.
It took me years to finally get to play GTA 5, right? And I wasn't even spoiled on the story for real when I got to it. It's not hard.
Listen, shut the fuck up, nigga. Play the game or get the fuck out of here, bro. Fake ass niggas, bro.
It's just how I feel about it. We can agree to disagree.
You
don't need to know the
No. I want you to agree. I want you to agree to suck my dick. I hate niggas like you. I hate niggas.
I bet I'll buy it when it's worth $10. It might never be $10. The only time when it'll ever be $10 will be when it's on Steam and there's like a sale going on. Other than that, I think that one of the bad things about going digital only is that there's less of an inclination to sell things at a discount now, right? Like you see it with Nintendo. Nintendo don't sell shit at a discount. Nintendo will sell you re-releases of old games at full price. And that's where the whole industry, Nintendo also has like done some bad examples, right? It's like, here's the thing. The industry is full of people who they don't copy any of the good things that their peers do. They only copy the worst things that their peers do that make them the most money in the short term, right? So it's like, if I were to copy Nintendo, it would be copying how much they care about their IPs, right? And making sure they're of high quality and making sure they build a lot of in-house talent. That's what I would do if I was trying to copy from Nintendo. But if I was an executive, if I was a suit at Sony or Microsoft or whoever, I would be like, damn, I really fucking like how Nintendo can just keep their games at full price forever. Like, keep games that are 15 years old on a Nintendo shop just full price forever. Like, it's still the day they got released. Yo, shit like that.
You with a passion. You are so fucking fake. Y'all niggas be so fucking fake, bro. Y'all be the fakest people ever, bro. Y'all be the fakest people ever. Swear y'all so nice and kind and give a fuck about the world, but y'all the shittiest people ever, bro. You don't give a fuck about these niggas. You haven't done. Oh, bro. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. I love you, but you have some retarded ass takes. You're broke and you're a bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Damn, dude. Like, wow.
I don't love you. I don't love you either, bro. And I don't have a take. I don't give a fuck.
What do you mean you don't have a take? What the fuck was this rant then?
Bro, like, I never had a take. He came in here and said some shit, and I told you I don't.
That's a take, retard.
I'm trying to look at fucking pictures of fucking GTA.
This is why dumb niggas shouldn't give opinions. They don't even know what an opinion is. Hey. A take is an opinion.
And you
dumb nigga.
Getting fucking political and shit. Shut the fuck up. Y'all niggas come here.
Political? You think that, see, this is what they believe. This is what these normie cattle faggots actually believe. They think that you having some pro-consumer ideas means that you have political opinions. They don't think that you being anti-corporations trying to rape the customer, rape the consumer, that means that you're like running for political office. You might as well be giving your opinions on fucking immigration or like fiscal policy. Nigga, I just don't think that Rockstar has any business selling you a $100 edition of a game that is just a bunch of day one DLC that they could have kept on the game anyway. That's all I think.
You're trying to say, yo, we're not doing, I don't give a fuck. That's it. And that's that. And it's going to continue to be that. Get a job. Get a job and help the niggas. Go to fucking... Go.
Now, speaking as a streamer, professional streamer now that I don't have a YouTube. I used to be a YouTuber. That title got stripped from me, got stolen from me. Now I'm just like a full-time streamer now. This is not a real job, right? Like, this is not I consider streaming, I mean, you should treat it as a job. You should if you are a full-time streamer, you should try and make your streams the best that you could do. If you can't come with quality, at least try and stream a good chunk of the time. You should try and do that. But I consider this just like a hustle, like an infinite money glitch, basically. I don't even make that much money off this shit. But it's like the fact that you guys give me anything at all is just insane. And I would never like try and disrespect you niggas who actually are out here working actual jobs and providing actual service and value to society by saying that what I do is a job. Like, nah.
Go to fucking Asmongold or some shit. Talk about it to them. I'm sure they go.
Thanks for tuning into the stream, by the way.
Love that there. I'm sure they gonna love that there. On God, you're at the wrong place, bro. And this game gonna drop, and
Okay, so now we follow this up with another video by I'm Dante. I'm Dante weighed in on PlayStation moving away from physical discs, saying players should be refunded if a game they purchase is no longer available. Wait, what? Wait, Dante, are you giving a take? Are you giving a take on like pro-consumer, anti-consumer policies by corporation? Or why are you giving your political opinions, bro?
Buy it.
How you feel about the Stop Killing Games movement got shot down by the Supreme Court, meaning corporations can turn off servers and services for old games you own?
I didn't even hear about that. But I mean, that's crazy. And if something gets shut down, it's like you should get your money back. You should get your money back for the game that you purchased if you can no longer play it.
Well, that's great, bro. Why are you giving political opinions on shit? I didn't know you were a political streamer, Dante.
That was the point of the movement too. They're saying it should be illegal to shut down games because you pay money for it. But then the reason why I got shut down is because like when you know how we all,
they don't even know. He doesn't even know. These dudes don't know that Stop Killing Games is even a thing. Like, they got niggas in California who are literally doing actual politics, like literal politics, trying to pass some legislature to get this shit pushed so it can actually affect the games industry. They don't even know this shit's going on. They're so ignorant, bro.
kind of just said like we accept the term of agreement and shit like before every game.
Yep.
In those terms of agreement, you're like legally signing away your ownership, and it's like you just own the license to the game, not the like, you don't actually own it.
Chat. Niggas be spamming that X button, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas be spamming that X button, bro.
But it's also like if you don't agree to it, you just can't play the game. So like, what do?
You don't play the game. You stand up and you don't play the game.
Don't play the game, man. That's crazy. Imagine trying to tell somebody that, hey, man, you got a problem? You got a problem with this shit? You should just boycott it. Just boycott. Nobody is going to boycott GTA 6. Well, some people will, but it's like, I'm not buying GTA 6 day one, but it's like, it's not because I'm boycotting it. I just don't. I'm not eager to play. I'm not somebody. Like, there's some. I like to engage in the GTA 6 memes where I'm like, oh, the game got delayed again, or we got X before we got GTA 6. I've never cared that much about Grand Theft Auto as a franchise, if I'm being for real, right? So I'm not buying it day one, but it's not because of a boycott, because there's really no point in trying to boycott this game, because I don't know. I saw it when I was looking at the reactions to people when the shit came out about the Ultimate Edition and the Standard Edition of Grand Theft Auto 6, that a boycott would do nothing, because the normie to hardcore gamer, for lack of a better term, ratio, conscious gamer, let's put it like that. The conscious gamer to normie gamer gap is like, it's not even 9-1. It's like 95-5, right? That's basically what it is, this disparity when it comes to something like Grand Theft Auto. Maybe 90-10 if we're being super fucking generous, because there are a lot of PC gamers these days. Well, then again, a lot of those PC gamers are actually normies who bought their PCs rather than built them. So, you know, you can't boycott something like that. The momentum behind it is too strong. Like we already saw, they've already made multiple billions of dollars off of this game in just pre-orders alone as soon as they dropped it. So there's nothing they can do. You guys are going to see just how normified this shit actually is, just how terrible, how tragic, how dire this situation is.
Chat, I think what people need to do for the next, like, whatever they push for the next big game that is going to be solely digital in 2028, no one buys it.
GTA 6.
That's not gonna be like the first big,
buy it day one and
like,
stream it so you can write it off. Oh shit, maybe I should start doing it.
It really starts in like 2028.
Look, I'm just saying, GTA 6 is having no discs, so why don't we all just boycott GTA 6 and send a message?
Nah, y'all can do
No
that.
one wants to do that, right?
Y'all can do that.
All right, so there's like literally no point. It's like no point. It's like, oh no, we can't do that. Well, if you can't boycott GTA 6, then this is gonna happen no matter what. Because it's like GTA 6 is one of the biggest harbingers of this sort of shit. That game ain't got no physical discs. There is no encouragement for them to do this. You can say all the shit you want to. These corporations will do whatever they can get away with. So we see this guy right here. He's making a little joke. You know, he's just having a little chuckle right here, this guy. He says, I took a leap of faith and got into reselling. Withdrew from my 401k and pre-ordered 500 copies of GTA 6. It's the most anticipated game of all time. And when they sell out, I'll be there waiting to corner the market. This will 3x by Christmas. Now this guy is joking, right? This guy is joking. Because everyone is like, the game doesn't have a physical disc. It is online only. How can you resell something that is digital only? This is one of the things. People said that the only good thing that would come out of there no longer being physical media is that scalpers would be gone, right? So we go to this guy. Another guy was like, I bought 10 copies of GTA 6 and I'm going to resell them for 1,000 each when it comes out, right? You know, this is also a joke, also not real. Another guy just joking about reselling a digital game. And it's like, well, that's ridiculous. You can't resell digital media. Well, turns out that you actually can resell digital media. Grand Theft Auto 6 fans are paying eBay scalpers over retail price for pre-orders despite there being no shortage. Pre-orders on eBay are selling for over 130, with some standard editions selling for the same price as the Ultimate Edition. This is who we're dealing with. This is the actual reason why we will never be able to improve the industry. Because these motherfuckers, they outnumber us 1 gajillion to 1, right? And they're actually beyond cattle, nigga. They don't even eat grass. They fucking eat dirt. They eat dirt and they think it's grass because the fucking farmhand told them it was. This is the level of goyim that we're talking about. I see these niggas and I understand what they mean. What that rabbi meant when he was talking about the goyim, right? It's like, damn, these niggas really don't. Oh, they just need a master. People like this need to be a master. I understand why feudalism lasted for so long. There really are just a lot of people in this world who are just meant to just till fields forever. That's what they were meant to do. They should have never gotten the level of freedom that they have right now. They should be a peasant or a serf working for a baron. And every once in a while, the baron like makes it so he doesn't have to pay taxes, so he can spend an extra little more on some ale or maybe a new farm tool or some shit like that. That should have been what this was. Instead, we live in 2026. These niggas have rights. These niggas have disposable income. Rather than doing anything productive with it, they end up empowering these corporations so they can just rape at a scale that would have been otherwise impossible, dude. Shit is crazy. Oh, and this is where we're at. So that's the GTA discourse, and that's some shit that really demoralized me. Because you guys know I'm always trying to fight against the demoralization. I'm trying not to let this shit get me down. But sometimes you see shit like this and you're like, God damn, bro. Is it even worth it? Is it even worth it to put up a fight when it's like, I gotta bring these niggas with me? Like, these are the niggas at the end of the day. They won't let me do the right thing. They are buying scalpers pre-order like scalp prices on eBay. There is no shortage for this game. It's digital only. But it's whatever. I mean, this is it. They gave them just enough slack to make more and give it all to back for knickknacks. Yeah, essentially. So I guess this really isn't bad news. Okay, I got one more thing to go through with you guys. And this isn't really bad news so much as it's like very bizarre news. So we all know. Well, we all know. Well, no, we all do know about gotcha shit and about how, you know, it poisons minds and it drains bank accounts and it takes advantage of poor, mentally ill, lonely incels who give their whole salary away so they can get their digital waifus. Well, everybody knows about the damage that gotcha do to incels. But what about the damage that gotcha can do to femcells? Because the damage that the gotcha can do to the femcel mind is potentially far, far more devastating than it can do to the incel mind. And possibly the greatest example of this will be Love in Deep Space. Love in Deep Space. Hold on, let me see. Love in Deep Space. Oh, for people who are wondering, let me just go ahead and put this out there right there. So people don't wonder, right? I'm not about to have some sort of shit where it's like, Mikey, why do you have why do you have love of trans women's penises is the cure to male insecurity? Okay, so let me explain this right here. This is actually exactly what you think it is. This is literally exactly what you think it is. Love of trans women's penises is the cure to male insecurity. This literally is exactly what you think it is. So I was planning for like a Pride Month stream. First off, I was going to do a gay tier list for Pride Month for like the last day of Pride Month. And then I realized that there literally just wasn't enough content. It literally would have been like Nick Fuentes and like 2 or 3 other guys. And that's just not enough for a tier list. So instead, I thought about talking about this guy, right? His name is Fuda Loving Cockmaster. Now, that's not his name right now. He's had to change his name because it was too spicy for YouTube. YouTube couldn't accept his passion for the trans weenuses, right? So he had to switch it up a little bit. This man, he loves the trans weenus. He loves the trans penis, and he will proudly tell people that. And he has made several lengthy videos going on in detail about how much he loves trans women in their trans slongs, their girl gawks, and how much he loves all that shit. So what I was planning to do until, you know, I got busy and I couldn't do it is make a stream about this guy where we go over his content and he explains to us why trans penis is so great and why he became the creature that he is. Okay,
And rather than seeking cures to it, rather than actually trying to help men feel more secure, to make a man's sense of his own masculinity so strong that nothing can penetrate the fortress of his urethra and tunnel through the seminal vesicle to get into his balls and make him feel as though they've shrunk, even though they've actually just become more engorged, because that's what happens when you stimulate the prostate via jelqing.
So this guy right here, he's an expert. He has done all the research. God knows how much hands-on research he has had with this subject matter, right? And this isn't his first channel. He's had several. He is obsessed with this shit. He is autistic about this shit. I initially thought it was a joke. Ain't no way, right? Ain't no way there's a nigga called Fuda Loving Cockmaster who shows his face and he takes this shit seriously. But no, like the amount of detail he puts into his stories, it's too much. It's too much for a man who doesn't believe in the words that are coming out of his mouth. He has a dream, and that dream probably involves troons. So anyway, that'll be a future stream, I guess. I'll be something I can just crack that one open. Like one day when for lack of content, break glass and talk about Fuda Loving Cockmaster. Anyway, getting back to the femcells, getting back to the femcell question. So Love in Deep Space. Let me see. Well, hold on. Let me just go real quick. Why is he sitting on the floor and not on the couch? I was wondering that too. It's very strange. Like, he has the couch next to him, right? Like, the couch is literally right behind him. He still chooses to sleep on the couch anyway. So, let me see. Love in Deep Space is a gacha game. It's a Chinese gacha game. And it's for the girlies, right? It's not for men. It's for women only, because they realized that there was a market. There was a market that need penetrating. And it was for women who weren't getting penetrated, and they needed some 2D boys to fill that void, right? And so they made these games where first they have some combat, and the combat is, from what I've heard, is actually pretty deep. Well, not deep. It's all right for a gacha phone game. It's pretty good, but it's built for whales as it is. It's built for whales to spend like half of their paycheck so they can spend all their top time with their favorite husbando. And let me see. Love in Deep Space game ranking, right? Let me see. No, it was like gacha ranking. Okay, so here you go. We look at this 2026, January 2026 revenue. We look at this gacha games. It's actually disgusting. It's actually sick how much money these games make. So we got Genshin Impact. As of January 2026, it was bringing in about 66 million, right? Naruto Mobile, 44 million. Love in Deep Space, it underperformed significantly, right? Because in December, it was making 84 million, literally the most successful gacha game out of all of these. But then it dropped to like 35 million, 36 million, right? So it hasn't been going as well. They've been doing some shit to the game. They haven't been. Here's what you have to understand. Everybody who plays, everybody who spends money on these gacha games is like mentally ill. If you're spending thousands of dollars just so you can get some pixels, or just so you can get a 3D model to tell you that they love you, you're sick. You're sick in the head. You need therapy, or just need to go outside. Just take very, very long walks. Maybe do some shit. Maybe hit yourself in the head with a hammer, like clavicular would. You know, it probably would help you out a little bit. You're sick. But the thing about Love in Deep Space is that they are top 3 most diseased, mentally ill, damaged gacha gamers ever. Like, these bitches, these hoes, there is actually something deeply wrong with them. And part of it is by design, because Love in Deep Space, the dudes who developed this game, they're kind of like sick, twisted geniuses. Like that one guy, that one Japanese, what was his name? Japanese evil doctor, World War II. Shiro Ishii, they're kind of like the Shiro Ishis of gacha gaming. They're mad geniuses because they figured out the perfect way in order to mind control these women into getting them to there it is. They figured out the perfect way to make the perfect predatory system to get these women to get as addicted to this game, as addicted to these cyber e-boys, and as addicted to spending money and wailing on it month after month as possible. The downside to that is that these women are so sick and they're so twisted and they're so obsessed with this game now that they actually go off of the rails. And they take it to another level, to the point where they threaten the developers themselves. The developers of this game, when they do something, when they introduce a patch that these women don't like, they are in danger, right? They are not safe. So now that I've gotten that out the way, now that I've explained to you like the scenario, just the basis of this, now we can get to this shit right here. Let me see. K9 inches. Oh, K19 inches. Thank you for the rage quit. It'd be hilarious. It'll be hilarious if after all this, everyone ends up thinking that GTA 6 is underwhelming. I don't think it's going to be a bad game. I really don't think that GTA 6 is going to be a bad game, but there's no way it's going to live up to the hype. Like, people are acting like it's going to be the greatest game of all time. It's going to be GTA 5 with better graphics, dude. It's going to be GTA 5 with better graphics and maybe slightly smarter AI, but that's it. The GTA formula basically got perfected. The GTA formula was perfected between Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 4, right? I would say the gap between the development for GTA San Andreas and GTA 4, they had basically Rockstar perfected what GTA would ever be. And every Grand Theft Auto since then has been an incremental improvement on the formula that they had perfected in that time. Just like Red Dead Redemption 2 it's just Red Dead Redemption again, because Red Dead Redemption was just the perfected formula that they first came up with Red Dead Revolver. And this is why I really want to have a sequel to Bully, because I want to see what they would actually develop Bully into. Because Bully, I don't know, as it is, it's a good standalone game, right? But there's like room for improvement there that we'll never see now. Because, like I said, they're never going to make another game after Grand Theft Auto 6 drops. Fucking Rockstar. Anyway, this is from Love and Deep Space's official account. Love and Deep Space trailer of Foregone Fall released. In every fairy tale, hunters are wolves' worst nightmare. A wolf, hard to tame, natural enemies, cross paths. But is that the whole truth? And this is them, like, they were introducing their new E-boy into Love and Deep Space, Valko.
Bang. Who are you talking to?
There's some women, right? Like this moment right here. There are women who saw this and they came immediately. From this alone, like they just like came and they fainted and they were probably having seizures. Just dropped their phone. They had to go and buy new phones after this because they just like dropped to their knees, just fell unconscious as soon as that happened.
Who are you talking to? Take me in for the night. Trying to muzzle me? It's a little too late. Are you nervous or something? It's late. Of course.
Like this scenario, right? This scenario is you got this werewolf nigga. So some buff nigga crawls up. He climbs up to your balcony and like he starts filling you up, right? He pretends to shoot you. He forces his way into your apartment. And then like he starts fucking with your shit, starts putting his foot all up on your couch. Just fuck your couch, Charlie Murphy, maxing. And he started doing this, and this is a woman's dream.
I'm gonna play around with you.
This is their dream, just like a buff dude just breaks into my home and he starts doing whatever the fuck he wants.
What's the difference between me carrying you and you walking in? It's what I do for you. Since you're eager to learn and apply newfound knowledge, I'll be your test subject. If you really want to learn about the wolves' secret, fine. Let me just get my scent all over you. We were probably in a you or mine sort of dynamic. There, that's better. It's too late. Your body has my scent. Now, the whole forest knows you're my emergency ration.
Your body has my scent. I marked you, bitch. What the? Remember that time I pissed on you? You thought that was an accident. No, that was on purpose. I marked you as my territory.
Easy there.
Also, the whole forest knows you're a hoe now.
I didn't think.
The whole forest knows you let me hit on the first date. I just came into your balcony and shit. I forced my way in. You just let me do it. They all know now.
You're a hunter with a knack for walking into traps. And here's a counterattack.
You always say my scent is different. What do I smell like?
It's like the wilderness. Earth. Open savannas and the wind. Other times it's a stream, a mountain, pretty moonrise. And it can often remind me of a burnt pancake on a stove. Just kidding.
Are you starting to understand why the women who play this game have become so mentally ill, right? It's like there have been women who's like, they decided to play this game because they're like, haha, that is so goofy. This game is so goofy and parasocial. Like, there was a woman, she decided to play this game to make fun of it. She thought she was going to make fun of it. And then fast forward a couple months, she's actually obsessed with it and she can't stop playing it despite complaining about it all the time. This is actually poison. Never let your bitch play this game, ever. Don't even let her know. If she doesn't know this game exists, make sure she keeps it that way.
That's how raising wolves works. Being soft-hearted, even for a
one of the dudes in this game will cuck you.
second, you'd be in their net. When I like someone, I make a move. Biologically speaking, we came from the same primordial biomolecular soup, and we evolved under the same conditions.
What is he
We're
doing?
not that-
Wait, what the fuck is he doing? What is he doing? What was he doing just then? Okay, she's feeling his muscle. Wait, what are you doing? Like you just tried to fucking suffocate her? What are they playing?
We're not that different. What's so bad about wolves being at the door? One peek is enough for...
Are women even invested? Are they even invested in like media like this if the dude doesn't try and kill them? Like at least once, right? He's got to try and choke you or chase you with a knife or threaten to shoot you or something. If he doesn't do that at least once, they aren't even into
doors
it.
for you. The first lesson of Hunting 101, don't make any noise when moving and breathing. You have eyes. I'm relaxing. Did the wolves eat it? You should have said so sooner. I would have run on all fours. Oh, you're lucky today. Well, did I meet your expectations?
So much. See, hold up, man. Like these games are so perverted, really. Because how many times in this fucking trailer, this 3-minute trailer, has this bitch been filling him up, filling up his back, filling up his chest, his fucking stomach and shit, putting her hands all up in his face and shit. If this was like one of the mini gotcha games for dudes, and the game involved the guy just like touching her titties and her ass the whole game, it would just be porn. It would just be like, you know, what they call hentai, right? But it's like you could get away with this shit. It's like you go into a bookstore, you go into Barnes and Noble, and you'll have these romance books for women, and then you open the book up, and it's like, what the fuck? This is porn. These bitches are reading porn in the Barnes and Noble. They're drinking coffee. They're drinking coffee, and they're just like, they got porno books right next to them while they're having their little latte. I'm not gonna lie though, this actually is an insane amount of content. Like there's a lot of content in this game. There's a reason why it makes the women who play it so parasocial, because they are committed. The developers are committed to just keeping you locked in forever. They never want you to escape. They want you to stay here with your husbando forever. Wait, what the fuck? What is he doing? What was that? First off, he's not even on the slide. He doesn't know how to fucking swing words, this retard. Also, he's just in a Speedo and a bathtub. Again, this is something like, it's crazy the amount of pervy shit that games or media for women can get away with, that media for men just couldn't. But like, what is this? What is he doing? What exercise is that? Like, here's the thing, right? If you're that strong if he's that strong, because obviously he's superhuman, he's a werewolf man, he's got all these muscles. If you can do all this, nigga, why even bother working out at all? Go lift trees. Go bench press a tree. Obviously, you're too strong and you're just doing bullshit now.
The answer I'm looking for. It's in you. The ending doesn't matter.
Nick Fuentes approved. Nick would love this game.
I'm gonna win.
In fact, somebody should do that. Somebody should fucking go to one of Nick's streams and they should tell him about love in deep space. And then just put it out there. Make sure he reads it. Make sure he reads the chat or whatever. And then a couple months later, we check in on him to see if he's opened up an account, if he's played Love in Deep, if he brings it up again, right? Because Nick has watched Euphoria. Nick has watched Gay Eye for the Straight Guy. He has engaged in media for women and gay men before.
This it firsthand.
Maybe he wouldn't like this guy because he's a werewolf man. If he was a cat boy, it'd be different. Anyway, that's Valco. Now, a lot of women just lost their shit. You're seeing it. You're seeing the women right here just going insane. They're just losing their fucking mind in the replies, right? I don't even know. I'm kind of scared to hit view quotes. I don't know what the fuck we're going to see. Let me see. They didn't delete the trailer? Oh, okay, so this is about the thing. So, okay, after they released this trailer about this new character, Valco, here's what happened, right? These bitches, specifically the Chinese fans of Love in Deep Space, they make up most of the Love in Deep Space fan base because, one, there are so many of them, and also, well, they're Chinese. The company that makes this game, the studio that makes it, is Chinese themselves. So obviously they take what these percentage of their player base says more seriously than any of the others. And they did not like it. They did not like Valco for two reasons. Reason one is because they thought that he was going to take resources from their husband, right? Because there are a limited amount of dudes in this game and there are a lot of content for them. And they thought that if you make this new character, you're going to have to spend all this money and all this time and all these resources on making new content for him. You should be making new content for my husband. My husband should be getting all that extra content, not this guy, right? Because they're mentally ill and they're sick and they take this shit way too seriously. The other reason is that they thought he was gay. Now, I want to show you, right? I want to show you what the other, let me show you what the other Love in Deep Space characters, look like. Right? So they thought that Valco was gay. This is what the other boys in this game look like. This is these guys, right? That Valco, that werewolf nigga we were just looking at, they thought he was too gay. Meanwhile, these are the guys who are already in the game, right? Look at these twink ass niggas, right? All of these dudes, they're straight. But the Chinese women, I guess there's something about Chinese culture where if you're a dude and you hit the gym regularly and you got some muscle mass on you, you look like kind of a buff guy, they assume that you're a faggot, right? They assume that you're a fag if you got any muscle on you at all. If you don't look somewhat androgynous, if you don't do the pretty boy look, right? This guy right here on the end, this dude on the far left, and really the dude in the center, really all three of these guys, if you just make their hair longer, they could look like women. For real, especially this guy right here. But no, the Valco was too gay for him. And they're like, why'd you put this gay guy into the game? You're taking resources away from my husband. This is what they thought, because, they're sick. So, Love in Deep Space controversy escalates as angry Chinese players send funeral flowers, cow dung, and ritual items to Paper Games' office. The backlash reportedly intensified after Paper Games unveiled Ao Yin as the game's newest male character. The game lost 1 million followers across Chinese social platforms amid the outrage. Protests turned physical, and players sending funeral flowers, cow dung, curse banners, and ritual items to the studio's office. In Chinese culture, such items symbolize death, wishes, or spiritual cleansing, highlighting the intensity of the reaction. This is the most extreme community backlash seen in mobile gaming, raising serious questions about player development dynamics in live service titles. So basically what it is, right, is that it wasn't just Valco. It's also this Ao Yin nigga, right? Him too. Ao Yin. Is that they don't want any new characters in the game, period. You aren't allowed. These developers aren't allowed to make new characters in this game anymore because all of these women who they've managed to trick into, like, they have managed to put them under this some form of gnosis and get them addicted to their game like they plan to. But unfortunately, it worked too well. And now it's to the level where they're so obsessed with the game and they take it so seriously that any threat to their husbandos getting less focus or less content, it drives them into a frenzy and they just start going crazy. One of these developers might end up getting killed by one of these bitches, bro. I'm not even playing. I'm not even joking, man. It's actually crucial with this shit. So we're going to read this right here. So, for other gacha games, people are saying this is the equivalent of completely deleting an entire upcoming region and all its characters, never to add more of it, which essentially it was. We saw it in the trailer. That was a lot of content, bro. That was a lot of voice acting. That was a lot of character modeling, a lot of coding, a lot of writing, a lot of shit. They added a lot of shit that they just obliterated. They just deleted because it wasn't worth the hassle, I guess, what they thought, right? They didn't have the backbone. They didn't have the backbone to stand up to these women. It was actually too much. This is the shit. See, this is the shit that could never happen with Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto niggas, they could never do this shit ever. If this were to happen, if Rockstar just made like a couple, like 1 billion less than they expected, they might actually change their ways. But they can never get a boycott on this level. Man, this is like that time 30 years ago when telenovas were a thing. And if, say, someone was playing a villain in such series and some people saw the actor on the street, they beat him up because they could not separate themselves from the fiction. Essentially, yeah, this is basically what that is like. It was real to them. June 22nd, Love in Deep Space announces Valco as the 6th romanceable male lead, set to launch in version 6.0 on July 9th. The last new love interest added was Caleb back in January 2025. Chinese players immediately pushed back. Furious the developers are neglecting the main story for existing characters to fund a new one. Some fans also reject Valco's design, criticizing it for being too Western and gay looking. See, I wasn't joking. I was not joking. They really think that if you're in China, right, and you're a guy and you're buff, they think that you're gay. Like only gay guys like go to the gym, I guess, in, China. I guess if you're in China, right, all you get to do is cardio and maybe some calisthenics. If you work out too much, women will start thinking that you're gay. It's very strange there. The game loses roughly 1 million followers across Chinese social media platforms in a matter of days. Angry players target the developer's office, leaving funeral flowers, cow dung, and ritual items. This symbolized death wishes or spiritual cleansing. June 30th, the developers post a massive apology letter, permanently canceling Valco's launch and promising never to add any new love interest to the game. Now, global fans outside of China are furious with the cancellation, they throwing heavy online critique back at the developers. So it was a lose-lose situation. They found themselves in a lose-lose situation. Making women your target audience is some dangerous alchemy, which is why only gay guys can do it. Yes, if you're going to do this, right? If you're going to get in this game, and it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a video game, a TV show, a movie, a novel series, whatever. If you're a streamer or shit, you're a content creator, and your audience is going to be majority female, be gay, right? If you're going to be male, then be gay while you do it, because I don't know. Gay guys are the only dudes. I guess it's because gay men like intrinsically understand the female psyche better than the average straight man does for some reason. You know, just they get them more. They're able to get these women in line more. Like I very rarely see like gay niggas be stressed out over their female audiences. Whenever I see a dude with a predominantly female audience get stressed out, they're always like straight. Like H3. Ethan Klein has a predominantly female audience, and you see what happens with his audience, right? Bro gets driven up the wall, right? Because of some of the shit the crazy bitches in his audience do. I never saw like, who's a good guy? Who's a good example? James Charles. James Charles went through some drama, right? He never suffered because of his female audience. Onision, another example of a dude with a predominantly female audience. You see how that shit worked out for him. Now, to be fair, he's also a creepy motherfucker, so that also plays a role into it. But you know, it's like, yeah, just be gay. Just, you know, don't make women your target audience. If you're a straight man, it's probably not going to work for you. Because I don't know, it's like herding cats, basically. Andrew Huberman makes his female audience cream themselves even after the love controversy. Well, I guess there are some exceptions, but you know, obviously. Well, Nick Fuentes doesn't have a predominantly female audience. He has a predominantly non-white and gay audience. So also, they posted this too. Just this crazy, huge apology letter. This right here, this is the apology letter that they had to write to their female audiences because they were getting on their ass so much. This shit, look at this, dude. It just goes on, man. It's crazy. Too much, man. Too much. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I felt like boomering it up and complaining on some old man type shit about old man yelling at clouds, which I guess I might as well be. I don't know, I feel like the way that GTA 6 dudes will just talk to you if you're against any anti-consumer shit from Rockstar, they call you broke, which I don't know, bro. It's like calling broke. $100 isn't gonna break the bank for anybody, but it's still too much to ask for some bullshit like this. It's just crazy. Mikey, is the zesty as YouTube? Oh no, not yet. Not yet, bro. Maybe when I get my channel back, maybe I can make a generational run. Finally steal the title from low tier God. You know, unless, I don't know, if they reinstate, what if they reinstate me and then they decide to reinstate Nick Fuentes too? Shit, we would just be going zesty for zesty, I guess. May the best man win. Let's see. Nah, I'll save that for later. Yeah, I'll save that for later. I've already taken up enough of you guys' time. Wait, am I yell maxing? Am I being too loud? No, that's not that. Anyway, yeah, that's enough. Thank you for tuning in, guys, and just watching me rant about some bullshit that was really, really bothering me about the state of gaming. You'll probably get future streams like this in the future. Every once in a while, I'll just do a gaming fucking sucks stream because it does right now. And I don't know, man, it bums me out. It bums me out that gaming is in the state that it is right now. Because this hobby, I don't know, it was even back in the day. Like shit, nigga, a decade ago, we thought it was really bad. Like gaming was in a really bad spot. And it only got so much worse, generation after generation. And it's really all the console niggas' fault. When you really think about it, all of this shit is just, it's because of console peasants. It's because of console fags. As gaming, there is literally, I'm sure that there's probably like a chart that I could make about how much shittier gaming got as console gamers took over. And like, it's not even console gamers, it's casuals. Because console gamers back in the day who used to game on the old school consoles, they were still like nerdy. Back when it was like an outcast hobby. Back when people like Movie Bob consisted of the average gamer. It was a better hobby. When it started becoming niggas like I'm Dante or XQC or whatever the fuck, these normal fags and shit like that, that's when gaming got worse. Because these people have no consumer consciousness at all. They let these companies get away with whatever they want. And this is why PC is safe. Because even though it's never been easier, except for RAM prices, obviously. It's never been easier outside of RAM prices to become a PC gamer. They still don't want to do it because they consider it too much effort. It's weird. I see these dudes talking about, like, they say, oh, PC gamers are trying to like get one up on people who play on console just because of the no more physical disc shit. And it's like, well, yeah, dude, look at the state of this shit. But they still act like it's too complicated. Like, dude, it's 2026. This shit could not be more simple. Like, we aren't even in the fucking dial-up AOL days. And you guys are still acting like this console PC, this PC gaming shit is rocket science. XQC is normal? Well, he's not normal, but he's still a normie, right? He still exists in that realm. Obviously, he's not a normal individual, but, as far as what I'm concerning when it comes to, like, conscious consumer gaming and shit like that, he's completely outside of that sphere. Anyway, that's plenty of ranting for one stream. Thank you for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you later.